everybody, and welcome to Join the Anarchy, the interactive and improvised Shadowrun Anarchy campaign, live on Twitch and the ShadowcastersNetwork. Hello, hello. I got the screen loading up. OBS is taking time to think. All right, we're up. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
It's Join the Anarchy. Let us know how our audio is doing, because I have done a couple of extra filters on OBS, and I want to make sure that we sound good in comparison to our music. If my music is too loud, let us know.
Turn that rocket.
I might lower the music down anyway.
I can't hear it.
Sounds good? Okay, perfect. Cool. Yeah, just keep us posted if anybody sounds lower or too high or whatever, and I'll go ahead and fix it. So, all right, so Join the Anarchy. Hi, we are an interactive, improvised game of the cyberpunk tabletop RPG Shadowrun Anarchy. If you are here for the first time, welcome. If you're here for many, many times, welcome back. Today, by the way, I was able to find my Ares pin. I have to get close for you guys to see. And my roll shirt. Yeah, there you go. Ares pin.
Nice. I love it.
My little music is maybe a little loud. Yeah, that's what I thought. It sounded a little. There you go.
Well, turn down your music, Palmer.
Yeah.
Duh.
Let me turn up my rain and turn up my thunder.
I'm also wearing Aries stuff. It's my shirt. Ta-da!
I love that. I love that we've got merch, man. Yeah, I got this pin at Gen Con. Thanks. I'm very excited. Actually, this is supposed to be a gift for Paige that I'm going to ship out to her at some point.
I'm so excited to get it.
Right? Paige is a little quiet.
Someday.
There's nothing I can do about that. Your volume is...
I'm always quiet.
I feel like you should know by now,
I'm always
Nick.
quiet. You guys have to know I'm always quiet.
If anything, I could pump up the gain a little bit on...
Pump
up the jam.
Pump it up.
Pump up the jam. Pump it up.
Well, guys, we're
Guys.
really good at that.
Yeah.
that was expert level.
Expert.
It's almost like we've been hanging out for a little bit.
Okay, let me know if this helps a little bit. Scrim. Yeah, we lost Scrim. You know, this might be our tech pre-show portion, and then we start over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's if you can still hear me, that's good. I am likely
can.
gonna freeze occasionally tonight, just because I'm having we have to get the internet people at our house.
Yep. All right, so then, let us know. Paige, can you go ahead and give us a little sound check as well?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I was in kindergarten one time. Well, obviously one time. But anyway, I was in kindergarten, and
I was there twice.
I was in the big kids playground, and there was this wooden fence thing that I was peering into, and this one kid was making fun of me and threw a rock at me. So I punched him, and I was crying the entire time. And then we went to the principal's office because
he made me commit act of violence.
Well, I was already crying because a rock hit me. But the recess aide, basically a person who watches the kids in case they trip and fall and hurt themselves, blah blah blah. She was like, "You guys got to go to the principal's office." So we went there. I got away with it, and I got a pencil and a stick of gum. Well, actually, Bubblicious, the round ones. I got away with it, and I never saw that kid again. So
rewarded your bad behavior, your excellent behavior, I should say.
Yeah, that's right. How dare you throw a rock? So off of that story, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna set all of the official start stuff, and then we'll start the show legit. So
this isn't legit.
No.
This is the B-side start.
Yeah, no, yeah. This is the special tech portion that our audience gets to watch and participate.
This won't get onto YouTube.
I know that my audio is sometimes a little fucky as well. So, and I also that little story, I do want to add just a quick thing of my own. One time I was coming back from recess when I was in junior high, and some kid turned around and chucked a football square into the bridge of my nose. And so I said, of course, fuck. So the principal sprinted out, screamed at me until he was red in the face, and then locked me in a small glass room and denied me the rest of my classes for the rest of the day. So you get to get away with stuff, and then I said the fuck word, and so the
you're the one that's you're out of line.
Yeah,
wow. That's crazy, man.
I was out of line, dude.
Yeah,
it was funny. My mom was pissed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Michael's like in chat. That explains so much. All right, well, on that note, hold that thought. We will restart and make this YouTube sexy. So stay tuned.
YouTube sexy.
You know what I mean.
Oh, great.
Do you believe in
Jazz
miracles?
You sexy thing.
You sex thing.
I don't know if they're all frozen for
Are
me,
we
so I
on
don't know if
live?
you're
I
also
can
doing
see you're
jazz
good. We're doing it.
Chat's-
I'm
yeah,
doing it.
Yeah, I think you know what, my OBS has so much crap on it that like it just takes little moments to load. But now, yeah, we are now officially making YouTube sexy. Hey, so welcome to Join the Anarchy, the interactive and improvised Shadowrun Anarchy actual play live on the Shadowcasters Network Twitch channel. How is everyone tonight?
So good.
So good. Yeah, I hope
so
chat
glad to
is
be
doing
back.
good too. Yeah, right? Yeah, so of course, first off, yeah, apologies. We missed the last stream since Scrim had some personal health-related things, which she is now better. Boom. Yay! And thanks for that resub. Beta Cab, yes, thank you. So, and also, let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. If you are seeing Deliverance looking a little glitchy or her camera pops out, there are internet-related issues that she will have resolved in time for her awesome actual play Night Witches, which you premiered last week, and the next episode is going to be this Wednesday at 9 p.m. So make sure to check that out. Why don't you give us a little quick pitch about that, Scrim?
So Night Witches is powered by the Apocalypse game, and it is based on the 588th Bomber Regiment of the Soviet Union, who fought against the Nazis on the Eastern Front. From 1941 to, well, I think we went all the way to 1945. And so they were basically night harassment bombers, and they were the only all-female pilot regiment. So yeah, it follows their lives and stories caught between two totalitarian regimes. Not a great time to be alive.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
It's rough, but it's a really cool game. We get to fly really shitty planes and drop bombs on fascists, so that's fun. And at the same time, smashing the patriarchy. So yeah, it's awesome.
Hell yeah! And also on that show is Voltar, who we know as Paige. Yeah, tell me how is Night Witches for you? Was that your first? That was your first Powered by the Apocalypse game, right?
Yes, it was. I loved it. I also like just the game in general. I fucking love. Plus, I don't do history very well. I'm not good with history, remembering things. So when somebody came to me telling me that it was an all-female pilot thing and they actually existed, that was just mind-blowing.
So badass, yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it's fun playing Ira. And just being with the team too, because they're fantastic. We got a good crew. Yeah, we have a fantastic cast of characters and people and everything.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. I watched it from start to finish. I was just like, I am so excited to see the rest of this.
Oz is our biggest fan.
Yeah, right? And Trav, you were just on stream. What were you up to?
I was doing some Borderlands. I was doing some Borderlands, as people in the chat are saying. Hey, Cole, thanks for that. Twitch Prime
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Borderlands 3 was announced not too long ago.
Very exciting.
I'm just I'm just shitting myself. And Cole is adamant that we get Oz to do some mediocre at best Borderlands playthrough since he's never done it before.
Noted.
Noted. And yeah, I've been doing that, and it's April 1st, which means we're 3 weeks out from Mortal Kombat 11.
Yes.
Which is something I've been waiting for 4 months. But speaking of Night Witches, the one thing I know about World War II is I think her name was oh boy, hold on. I have to look this up. She was a sniper for the Red Army in World War II. Pavlichenko. She's like a legendary Red Army sniper who killed 309 fascists.
Whoa.
So
badass.
Yeah, in preparation for this game, I watched a movie about her. Battle for Sevastopol.
Yep.
Yeah.
I kind of a badass.
I read a comic book about a Russian kid moving to America in like 2010, and she was like 10 or 9, and all her friends in America were going to camp, and the book's called Be Prepared, by Verb, and it's amazing, and it's actually like the artist and the author's real life. They went to like a Russian camp, and it was like the worst and best experience of her entire life, but it's all Russian.
Oh, nice.
That's what I did.
Nice. Lady
Nice.
Death, that's right.
So let's go ahead and get started, right?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Should we? Yeah, let's do a previously on, and then we'll introduce each of you quickly, and then we'll just go ahead and jump right into the situations, right?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Hold on, I need to cough. Oh wait, no, shit. I pressed my mic on instead of my mic off, so now you heard me cough. Great. I was trying to have good mic discipline. Anyway, all right, so still, it's fucking amateur hour up in here. Welcome, everybody. So previously on Join the Anarchy, we are in the midst of infiltrating Ares World Headquarters in Detroit.
So you know, whatever.
Just so you know, yeah.
Yeah, every other Monday. This is just a normal thing.
Yeah, this is totally not the biggest thing we've ever done, ever. So they are infiltrating. This is a 400-story skyscraper, and their missions are twofold, or maybe even threefold. They are looking for, mainly, what they want is leverage on Copper Colton, Voltar's father, who has basically threatened to expose the team unless they do a job for him. And by expose the team, I mean Fritz is a technomancer, Deliverance is a blood mage, go ahead and collect your bounties, bitches. And so that's not cool. And so they're looking for leverage. And then they are also looking for a gold idol that they stole, a gold idol that they stole in Azatlan gave it to a Mr. Johnson. And then that Mr. Johnson sold it off to Ares, and so now there's a set of melted down gold idol swimsuits that are somewhere in Ares. And last but not least, they are also aware that Minerva, Voltar's mother, is somewhere in the building, and she is lead researcher for Ares' Firewatch division, which is the special forces team that is specifically trained in clearing out insect spirit hive nests. Hive nests, that's, yeah. So that's what they, right? Yeah. So there's several things for them to do. Now, that said, in the midst of all of this, and thanks for that follow, Robotic Housewife, in addition to all of this, the Ares headquarters building is currently in its own problem, which is that they're letting go of a bunch of different people that work in the building. Anyone that's still in the building is still fearing for their job or perfectly secure because Ares is moving its headquarters to Atlanta from Detroit, leaving a bunch of people unemployed in its wake. So anybody that is still there is probably fighting to stay employed. So that's just a little bit of the corporate culture for you guys to set the mood, because we might be asking you, because it went so well last time, to role play different people inside of the building that they might come across. And speaking of the building, they were able to board an elevator, or actually 2 separate elevators. Fritz was able to get all the way up to the 80th floor with the clearance that he was able to acquire. However, Voltar and Deliverance, the janitorial badge that Deliverance was able to acquire was only able to reach, or sorry, not the janitorial, it was the wage slave that you guys
Oh yeah.
whose badge you pocketed was only able to get you up to the 35th floor. So, Voltar and Deliverance have just beat the crap out of several bodyguards, or just several guards, rather, of the building, security guards, and Fritz, in like the way that I imagine it, like these 2 glass elevators side by side, and then Fritz just like zooms past, and he's like,
Yeah.
Now, the guard was able to get a statement, or not a statement, like a warning out, but then Fritz was able to intercept it. So instead of shut down elevator 7,
they're on this elevator.
Yeah, it was elevator 17. So I think that is a great place to start. And I would like each of you to give our audience a quick little elevator pitch of your characters.
Love it.
Starting with Fritz.
You're so proud of yourself.
I think
I am really proud.
I'm just gonna leave forever. An elevator pitch of what?
Of Fritz. Tell us about Fritz and what he's good at. What's he here about? What's he contributing to the team?
My name is Fritz. He's a German elf technomancer with a lot of PhDs. You wouldn't tell by his face, but he is quite old. He looks as if he's about 50, but he's actually about 100. He is obviously, as you can tell from the accent, from New Jersey. Just kidding. That's a little joke we like to have on Shadowruns when we're about to die. And he's a technomancer, so he's not so much about the open combat as he is about the infiltration and making sure that his teammates do not get shot in the face, so to speak. So right now he has himself a very good American accent. He's been in America for a long time. And he's been able to do a voice of an American to pass by. So here he is in this lab coat, pretending to be an R&D specialist of Ares headquarters. And he is going to right up to the 80th floor, where R&D is wont to do.
Nice played. Voltar, what's your elevator pitch?
Okay. Hi. I'll just, instead of being cool, I'll just be normal. I'm Paige. I play Voltar. I was gonna do this whole cool thing, and it was cool in my head, and then I was just like, no, don't do it. It's embarrassing.
You're nailing it.
Voltar is a completely cybernetic, cyber soldier, super cyber soldier. That's a good tongue twister.
Super cyber soldier.
And obviously she, if you haven't heard from the recap, her father is Carver Colton. She is part of Ares. She even has like the Ares logo on her leather jacket, hence why I'm wearing my shirt. Anyway, she's here to protect her friends, her real family.
Yeah, sweet. And Deliverance.
Hi, my name is Deliverance. Deliverance. I'm a mage. Recently, have become a practicing blood mage, and I mean, that's really all there is.
Woman of little
so now
words
I feel bad.
tonight.
Can I start mine over? Everybody did theirs in character.
No, we gotta keep moving. You guys are infiltrating Ares World headquarters. Come on.
Everybody did theirs in character.
Is that supposed to mean something to me? Ares World headquarters in Detroit, Michigan.
And I am Oz. I am your game master, known as the Oligarch of Insanity. Before we super get started, and by super I mean actually, you are going to want to pay attention to our stream boss up there. If you've noticed, our stream boss has 3 HP left. Killing the stream boss gets all of us a point of edge, which helps us re-roll really bad rolls, and boy do they need it, because it's not easy to get past all the stuff here in Ares. And yeah, so that's that. And in addition to that, we are also if you are the last stream boss at the end of the night, you get to create an NPC with me to be involved in an upcoming session, most likely the next one. Hey, thanks, nerners.
Hey,
everyone gets a point of edge. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
nerners, by the way, are...
If you'll notice, today being April 1st, the bits look fucking horrible.
Weird.
God. And some of your emotes are going to be upside down as well, because Twitch is just...
Thanks. Yeah.
It's like we're celebrating the holiday, but not really, because it's a bullshit holiday.
And if you'll notice, they're on our ticker right now. You'll notice at Nerners, that is our character artist for all of these lovely things that you're seeing. So if you like her style, make sure that you commission her for some stuff.
Do it.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Do it.
So talented.
At Nerners on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I think it's at Nerners art or something on Instagram.
Fritz is like, at Nerners, cock gun. So thank you. All right, so yeah, let's, and then also we are monitoring chat. So every time yeah, right. That's our whole shtick, right? Everybody gets to participate in the creation of what might be happening. So go ahead and make suggestions in chat. Sometimes we'll prompt you. Other times, feel free to just have an idea that you're like, ooh, maybe this could happen. And if we like that idea, then we will go ahead and enter. We'll go ahead and just take it. We'll say it. We'll thank you. We get a plot point whenever we take a suggestion, and you get a raffle ticket into a $25 giveaway on DriveThruRPG, which we will draw. Hold on, I have the new date, April 15th. On April 15th, so not this show, but the next one, we will do a drawing. And you can win up to $25, which is enough to buy yourself a copy of Shadowrun Anarchy or whatever else you might want. Some supplementary material for Shadowrun, perhaps, or for your other favorite cyberpunk RPGs.
Or non-cyberpunk RPGs. Yeah.
Let me pull it. Shadowrun Anarchy.
Oh,
come at you. Okay.
Nice.
So yeah.
I would grab mine, but it's way over there.
Is the new supplementary material Chicago Chaos available on DriveThruRPG?
It is also available, yes, and it is actually rather cheap. I believe it's like $10 to $15, so grab it. That could be part of it.
You could get that as well as other things if you do wow.
Yeah.
What a deal.
Did we tell chat that they can play as NPCs?
Yes.
Well, yeah, we'll prompt them when they can play as NPCs, because yeah, it has to be like when there's like groups of people around, like NPCs, that's when we'll be like, go for it. All right. Also, last thing I want to do is I want to credit again Prism Shard for some of the cool, unique tracks that you are hearing tonight, made specifically for Join the Anarchy. This one in particular. And I'm actually really excited about this. So you might be hearing some songs from Detroit Become Human, the video game. That's because I was able to talk to David Cage, the creator of the game, and he was like, yeah, go ahead and use my music.
Yeah, not jealous.
Well, use our music, right? And just credit the, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, you're so cool.
Right? Look at me. I spoke to David Cage. No, I
Do
emailed
you
him.
think that, I was gonna say, do you think he just looked at the email and went, yeah, whatever? Or do you think he was like, wait, I need to look at what they do, and liked what we do, and then was like, you can use our music?
I like that
to think
story.
of it that way.
I like that story too. Yeah, that's
yeah.
totally what happened. He said so.
Totally.
He's like, that's Grim. She's so great. You can use my music. That's definitely what happened.
Talented cast there. We should totally have him come over to the studio and do some motion capture for the expansion.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, no one wants me to do motion capture. That's for sure. If you want someone awkwardly stumbling, sure.
I was hoping this was a request for Night Witches, but I guess this other fucking show's fine.
All right. So, stream bosses for tonight. I still owe Soy Mage an NPC, and our previous stream boss of last episode was Cole, who also provided another stream boss for me to unleash upon you. Oh my god. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and begin. So you are you've been split off. Fritz, the doors open onto the 80th floor, and chat, I want you to determine what is on the 80th floor. And before you do, I want to suggest that because the 80th floor is like the top floor for this set of elevators, I would imagine that all of the elevators open up onto this floor, and it's kind of like a hub area for the next set of elevators. So you have like the 7 elevators, and then you can board the next set of elevators that take you further up into the building. So I like to think like the center is a hub of some kind, you know, nice marble floors, etc. Ooh, I like food court. That makes a lot of sense.
I like that too.
I like that sense. But then why doesn't that wage slave have access to the food court?
There's two
These are questions to think
about. I was
about.
to say, maybe it's two separate. Maybe it's like high school.
Oh, that's right.
Where you have
Yeah.
like the big
This
kids
one's-
lunch,
yeah,
where it's
this
like a la
one's,
carte, and then you have like little kid lunch.
This is extra access where they're like, all right, so here's all the fresh stuff.
The non-soy.
Yeah,
Fair.
It's all the good.
Yeah, this is
Like
the nicer
downstairs you
food
get-
court.
Downstairs you get a vending machine full of like bean burritos or whatever, and like
Yeah.
soy
Yeah.
soy
Downstairs, the whole cafeteria is also a smoking area.
Yeah.
Fair.
And then
All right,
upstairs,
so-
you know, you got like soup and pretzels and shit.
All right, so the 80th floor is, thank you, Nick Morgan. It is the food court, and we're gonna say it's the nicer food court, which we already discussed. So let's go ahead and add him to the raffle there, and
I'm
gonna
on
go
it.
ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and take that plot point. Oh, by the way, remember your edge and plot points carried over from last session, so make sure that you have those.
Oh, I remembered.
The one
Right,
thing
so-
that we remember from our games.
Right? So Fritz, that's the first thing that you see. Then for Voltar and Deliverance, your floor has opened up. It is the 35th floor. This was what a wage slave was able to have access to, which means that this floor is probably boring. So boring and not like super
Dull.
yeah, like there's no top secret crazy information here, right? So it's probably, you know, some kind of
Is it the shitty
cubicle
food court?
farm or something like it could be the shitty food court. Go ahead, chat. Let us know what is on the 35th floor.
Filing.
Yeah.
That could be. That's very boring. It's like
Alright.
just file cabinet.
Just a huge room full of them.
They have to
Yeah.
have it in the lower floors because if they have it too high, weight is too much. It's the archives.
I mean, that could
Call
be-
center. That's a good one. Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting
Wait.
too.
Don't they have like? Don't wage slaves or some employees actually live in this building?
Yes, they do.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Did
could
not realize it was an arcology.
It could be.
It's
Like
like
a-
I wouldn't call it a full-on arcology. I mean, I would say that there is housing for specific
It's like a dorm.
I would say there's housing for like very important people, and then like essential staff that they don't want compromised.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
makes
there's
sense.
probably like really nice set of apartments up high, and then like middle tier, and then lower tier, for sure.
It's not a pyramid, not a ziggurat.
All right.
Right.
So it looks like a wage slave living quarter with daycare schooling. Okay. All right. Let's do this.
Ooh,
I think we're gonna.
Place.
Right? Yeah.
But, like a daycare place would actually be a thing, wouldn't it? In this corporate building too.
Oh God,
am I
not
just
the
thinking
daycare
of
center.
schools?
Yeah, no, daycare would be a thing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's up to you.
Okay. Let's. Yeah. No. Let's make it happen. I think for sure. Let's take the wage slave living quarter with daycare schooling.
Okay.
Okay.
Her deliverance and go shopping for a new family.
I hear him like
Let's get a plot point.
my character.
Thank you.
You kid, I'll have you.
I'll take the dark-haired one and the tall one.
So you're taking the call center as well?
Well, it's a wage slave living quarters, so I might not actually take that, but
we can save it for like another floor.
Yeah, like not all of the kids in the building are going to be in this specific daycare, right? So I guess I could take.
I would imagine that it's kind of empty too, because I would imagine smart parents wouldn't want their kids in the middle of a scene of a riot. So there's probably like little Timmy that's just being an asshole, and the mom's just like, "We gotta go."
Luckily, the building hasn't like fully rioted yet.
There you go.
So I think we can maybe say like, because the full floor of this building is huge, right? The full floor is not going to be daycare. So I would say like it's it's 1/2 wage slave living quarters and then 1/2 daycare schooling. So I guess what it would look like is maybe I could see, I don't want to say like a cubicle farm, but I could say child rental services. Son of a bitch. No, you know what? Okay, no. Wage slave living quarter and then daycare schooling. It just makes sense. Like it's two separate areas. So you have a bunch of apartments there, and then you have, and daycare.
So it's like a floor where families live. One of the floors where families live, and then they can easily drop their kid off and then go up to the 37th floor where the call center is.
Right.
Why the fuck would I need to rent a child service? See, what I'm just thinking is just like renting a child just to have a child, and not like clean my floors and do servant things. I'm just thinking of like, I just want to take a kid to a zoo.
Well, that's what having a child is you bring them home and you're like, cool, clean all my shit.
That's true.
When you're 18, leave.
That's fair.
That's exactly what it's like. You've nailed it. Yeah.
I've been a child once or twice.
So let's go ahead and have a chat. First, we're gonna start with oh hey, thanks, Avenzi. We're gonna go ahead and have chat start role playing different NPCs, but make sure that you you start with what floor you're on, right? So whether this is taking place on the 80th floor or the 35th. 80th is the upper food court that requires reservations, and the wage slave living quarter / daycare schooling is on 35th floor. So go ahead and start role playing. Remember that our rules for it is do not interact with the characters. The characters will possibly interact with you. Otherwise, feel free to talk with each other. Huh? You're on the 80th floor.
What was the lower floor number?
35th.
I know, but what was the lower one?
35th.
30. Oh, I thought it was 34.
Cool.
Show us what I know.
All right. So the doors open, and Voltar and Fritz, you and all of you actually. Yeah, Voltar and Deliverance, you hear on the radio that the guy had spoken into. Oh, damn. Thanks, Robotic Housewife. Appreciate it. We just got a new stream boss. Everyone gets a pointed edge.
Whoa. Robotic
so
Housewife.
much edge.
So the all right, so they get the radio that was on that security guard kind of and says, hey, we just investigated the 17th, elevator 17. We don't see anything. We're going to go ahead and shut down all of the elevators. Hello?
Voltar. Shit, I'm not supposed to be here. What would I have to roll? I'd have to roll charisma to do a voice check, wouldn't I?
Yes.
Hold on. What's my charisma?
Where are you, Private?
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'll grab it. And keeping in the spirit of April 1st, she'll just say April Fools. Put it down. But I want to do it in the guy's tone of voice. So I'm gonna try rolling my charisma roll to see if I can actually...
Oh gosh, this is
Okay.
great.
Go ahead and do that with -2.
Alright, I'll pre-edge then.
Voltar has a voice thing?
No, I don't.
Oh. I was gonna
to
say
be
you've
fair-
never used it before.
No, to be fair, her voice was changed, but she never got an
Jesus.
actual, like, changer. What am I rolling? Shit, okay. And I add...
Charisma -2.
You took away 2, and then I'm adding 1 because I'm pre-edging, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not adding my full edge. 1 success.
That's
do you
not great.
Do you want to spend a plot point for a glitch die?
Sure.
Oh god.
Because we all know I'm great at those. I got 4.
happens. All right, so you hear on the other line,
It's not even April. Who is this?
I'll send another plot point. I pick it up and I toss it to like one of the kids in the daycare thing, and they just start going like crazy and giggling and like playing.
Oh, that's
police
awesome.
cop.
That's
like,
awesome.
okay,
Police
fair
cop.
enough. However, I did tell.
Well-known children's game.
I did say I was going to spend a
That's-
plot point to make this happen. That like 17th floor, the 17th elevator was already cleared, and they're like, "What? What are you reporting?" However, the area security team is choosing to go with the more careful approach, and you see in the AR overlay, like an AR overlay on top of all of the elevator doors around you, just shut down for maintenance. Temporarily shut down for maintenance. Please stand by. We apologize for the inconvenience. And
Are we out of the elevator right now?
you are out of the elevators.
Okay.
Or you can step out of the elevators even if you want.
Okay.
But yeah, so all of the doors will shut behind you, and now you are officially separated. 80th and 35th floor.
Okay.
Question.
Mhm.
I don't want to be that kid that, says when the teacher forgets homework or, we have homework. But what do we do about those 2 bodies in the elevator?
Oh yeah, they're unconscious.
Yeah.
Well, we can say that the doors haven't closed. They're about to. But up to you, because when you step out, you are in a very drab-looking office hallway, and when you look to your immediate left, you see a set of very nice glass doors. Like, even though this floor is drab, right, general, there's this nice set of glass doors. And they are marked, employee daycare. And then to your right is another set of glass doors, and those lead to employee living quarters.
Okay.
Or rather, let's call it employee suites.
Oh.
Whitewashed. Okay.
And they both require key card swipers.
Pardon?
They both require key card swipers.
Okay.
I spent a plot point for that. And that said, the emergency stairs in this particular area are open. Like, you hear the little unlock, and you actually see an AR transposed open sign on the fire escape doors.
Okay.
And I'll also continue that. You also see a camera that is looking at all of the elevators and basically at the 2 of you.
Oh shit.
Great.
And it is...
Okay. Okay, I don't have anything for that. That's for sure.
mean, I could punch it, but
yeah. I'm gonna ask Fritz if he can if you can take care of that. Fritz, we got eyes on us. Is there any way you can take care of our camera down here? Just they can't see who we are. She's kind of like trying to look down.
Yeah, Walter has her. She's probably doing that thing where she's behind Deliverance.
So here's the question. They just stepped out of the elevator and the elevator locked down, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm still in the elevator and the elevator locked down while Fritz is inside.
The doors have opened. You can stay inside of the elevator if you'd like and not get off on the 80th floor.
So they've opened on this to the 80th
So what I'm
floor.
saying is
Okay.
I managed to get to floor 80 even though they just got off at 35 and were locked out.
Yes.
Fast elevators, man.
Yeah, you've got the faster.
Okay.
Plus, you
elevator.
got in there first, technically.
That's true.
I just remember last session I just passed you guys as you hit the thing. But okay.
Well, yeah,
right,
so
yeah,
they had
so-
time to get off the elevator. Your doors have opened.
Some elevators only stop as you'd like. It had to go all the way up, and then
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, Fritz is actually going to he hears everything and he goes ahead and clicks the closed door button on his elevator and sticks inside for a bit because being separated by a solid 50 floors from the only two people that can keep him from bodily harm is not great. So
Yeah, and you plot point. You as part of the elevator shutdown, there is like also lights and everything just shut down. You just feel you are suddenly in an elevator, and this is probably something that you've never actually experienced unless you've been stuck in an elevator where like there is no hum of machinery. You feel actually and hear now acutely the dook 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 of the elevator like clanking sort of inside of the elevator shaft and like just kind of hanging there, but there's no the only thing that you're seeing right now is the glass looking out into the Detroit skyline 80 stories up, and just complete darkness. All you see are the night lights, all of the lights from the city outside, and emergency lights.
Nice.
see, Fritz is okay with heights. Travis is not, and that's some
Yeah.
bullshit.
I don't go near glass elevators.
I
for a
fucking hate
reason.
elevators that have windows to the city. I went up the fucking Seattle Space Needle. Fuck that garbage. Anyway, so yeah, he'll do his. He's really been getting good at being able to keep himself stood up while he's in VR. So he like has his arms crossed and leans against the wall, and goes into VR, and then like kind of like from a side view of the whole building, like his vision of the Matrix, he just kind of like drops through the floor 50 floors, and then he goes whoop to the right, and now he's like where you guys are, and he's looking for the camera that she mentioned.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and give me a hacking test. You find it pretty easily. It's not trying to hide from anybody.
So that is 11, 12, 13, bang, and bang, 5.
All right.
Nice.
Are you comfortable with this level of success?
Yes.
Okay. You so describe what Voltar and Deliverance see as you in AR, alternate reality, approach with your avatar that camera to shut it down.
So which camera were they talking? Is it in that like hallway for them?
It's like there's like a center area in front of the elevators. It's like this drab area, 2 glass doors, and then a camera that's looking at the elevator set.
Okay. Yeah. So like Fritz, every time Fritz disables the camera, he doesn't actually turn it off. He just kind of like takes the last few seconds of nothing and loops it in the feed. Fritz, whenever he's in his visual, and whenever he's in the Matrix, he everything he does kind of has like a slight, like sort of like bright blue tint to it, and so whatever the little dot on this camera had, it now changes to like that light blue of his Matrix.
Nice.
Technology, and that's something you guys have seen a billion times. So you just see it go, doop, and you know it's been fritzed. You just got fritzed.
It's like in Zelda when you turn something good, it turns blue.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you see the camera just, and you can even audibly hear that the camera is no longer humming.
Nice.
There's he'll even like blip in your AR like a little icon that has like a Fritz mask and glasses. And just like sitting over the top of the camera, showing that it's been done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna spend a plot point, and I'm gonna say that we see somebody on the resident side. There is a pair of Ares like guards or security, like they're wearing security uniforms, and then a third person there, and maybe chat, you can flesh these people out a little bit, and their intention is pretty much everyone on this floor is fired, so they are going through systematically. This is like the last day they had to get out of their house, so they're systematically going through, and they're like tossing people out who haven't moved yet, and they're like we see like this like angry looking father going across, and he like grabs his little girl's arm, and he's like shouting at these people as he sees the elevators down, and then goes to the stairs, and they're so they're just kind of ruthlessly throwing these people out.
Okay.
Yeah, I would imagine that there's probably people that are complaining like, you're throwing us out at such short notice, and now you shut off the elevators. Do you realize how much shit we have in our apartments that we can't bring down to the main lobby now?
To which you then hear, well, you were given 48 hours notice eviction.
That's 2 fucking days. Like, I have 2 daughters.
Don't raise your voice.
Each have ballet practice.
You were taught better discipline, Private. And like, you look like, then they call this like wage slave Private, and like this is very typical of Ares corporate culture. They treat everything militaristically.
Yep.
Did we establish that everybody in Ares had a gun? This could go badly.
Yes, everybody does open carry.
Yep.
Right.
And they are trained in firearms. Everybody at like standard issue is everyone has an Ares Predator.
You ain't gonna fire me, motherfucker!
I fire you!
Maybe even the kids have guns. I'm not gonna lie.
At very least,
they all get squirt guns.
Like play guns.
Yeah.
Hey.
We turned on the hydration bot before this. Travis and I were waiting.
Thanks,
for
hydration bot.
Thanks.
Make sure you stay hydrated, wage slaves.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated while you down these stairs.
Sarah, I have enabled it on my stream. We're all good.
Good. Yeah. So, and you see like one of the guards is already like just grabbing a box and plopping it, and you hear like this just crunch of stuff. Like they just didn't even care what was inside of it.
Oh.
And they're
so rough.
This place sucks.
Yeah, so here's what I'm thinking. This is ultimately my plan, is that these 3 people have higher clearance and we can get further north.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. So that said, they're on the other side of the glass, right? So what is your plan to get through and affect what's happening on the other side and get their clearance?
So we're wearing like well, at least I'm wearing coveralls. I've got a wage slave pass. I assume I probably do have access, so I'm gonna just try that first.
Okay. Yeah. So
just
you swipe and look at that. You live on the 35th floor.
Oh boy.
It only makes sense. He had access to it, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna look on the card and see if I can figure out which unit is mine. Is there any kind of indication on the card, or should I spend a plot point for it?
I'm gonna say no. There wouldn't be it wouldn't make sense for them to have an indication of it. on there.
Fair,
At the very
that's fair.
least, yeah, like at the very least, I would say like, you know, apartments 35th floor maybe, but like if you were to scan the card, the contents of the card, you might find some information. Like, you know how earlier in the last episode, Fritz was able to find biometrics on his scientist? You would probably also find the information on their living quarters.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that to Fritz, because what I'm thinking is we basically scam them, pretend to be this guy, and have all our stuff in there, and then put up a bit of a stink and try to yoink their pass while we're okay. So and I'm gonna kind of like lean over to Voltar and say, so I think we need to try to get a hold of their clearance. I don't think we're gonna get out any other way. Fritz, can you help us out here? Let us know where this guy lives.
I'll try.
All right. Yeah, so you go up to the key card that the thing that she just swiped on. I forgot the name of it is. They have a term.
The
for
swiper
it.
thingy.
The swiper thingy.
The reader?
The reader. Thank you.
That's That's it.
Reader. Yeah.
I'm a GM.
So I just
Yes.
try to hack into the reader.
Yep.
All right, that's 5. I'm going to go ahead and spend an edge just in case.
I will also spend an edge.
That's
Actually, I don't know. This is not important. I need to hold on to my edge. You all have too many edge collectively. I need to make sure it counts.
Edge for day.
6? Okay.
6 successes.
All right. So yeah. So you start downloading the list. You actually get probably more information than you need, but obviously the last thing that's been swiped is the one that Deliverance got. So you find the apartment number, or the suite number. Sorry, the suite number, suite number 501, and you can go ahead and relay that information, and Deliverance can go ahead and try and find it.
I'm going to immediately, I'll send her suite 501, and then I'm immediately in the Matrix going to try and zoom over to 501 and scan the inside of it just to see what's what.
All right. Give me a perception test, and with any Matrix bonuses.
Logic plus willpower, right?
Yeah, chat. What's in suite 501? Well, actually, let's see if he wins the perception test, right? Because otherwise, I can ask.
Fair enough.
I can frame the question
sorry,
better.
I messed it up. I'm curious about. Oh God,
4
Nick.
successes.
Way to get dark.
There's a lot of very dark
comfortable
suggestions.
with this level of success?
Yeah.
Okay. You. The only thing that you're able to access inside of here is like a very poorly positioned coffee maker that's connected to AR. It is poorly positioned because it's inside of a cardboard box, and you all you can really do, like there's like a little camera that is meant to like a sensor that's meant to detect when somebody's passing in front of it, so that it can brew your coffee on demand and give you pleasant coffee smells. But yeah, it's unfortunately it's inside of a box, so you can only hear what's going on inside. And let's see.
So the coffee maker is listening?
Yes.
Always listening. Always listening.
Welcome to Aries.
Like microwaves. Microwaves.
Don't think that Aries doesn't have the Patriot Act.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you would actually hear anything based off of that. And the reason that you got such a shitty thing is because you did not succeed on your hacking test.
Right.
So the only, like in general, basically, there is, the conclusion that you come to is that there's nothing there to see through to get an idea of what's in it, because everything's been packed away in boxes.
Okay. Right, gotcha. Yeah, he'll also relay that as well. Yeah, Yeah. Only thing I can find is some sort of coffee maker with a sensor. Can't see anything else, so just be careful.
All right.
I'm basically in this elevator until you get to the 80th floor, so just let me know when you're at least 5 levels close.
Yeah, keep an eye. Make sure you keep an eye on whether they're starting up the elevators again. I don't want you to end up somewhere you don't intend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. I'm gonna kind of wave Voltar down and to 501 and say, all right, we better avoid these hooligans for now. And then, well, that's really my whole plan.
Yeah, the
It's
door's
a good
open
plan.
the door's open, and the argument that the guards and the witch slave with his daughter are having is getting especially heated. Go ahead and give me a stealth test to just kind of evade their notice.
Both of us?
Yes.
That's agility, yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna pre-edge. 'Cause I only have 4. Okay. 3 successes.
I also have 3 successes.
3 successes. Are we comfortable with this level of success?
I'm not.
I mean, I can't do much better.
I'm re-rolling.
Okay.
9.
Oops.
4.
Okay. So the doors open. You enter. You see like the signs that like in AR that's like that points, which way to which suites. And the argument is heated enough that you're able to turn a corner and Deliverance just barely evades the notice of the security guard that turns their head in their direction.
Nice.
I rolled 3 successes, so you beat it.
Okay, so let's see. What do we find in here? There's some good suggestions.
Oh, sorry, I kind of derailed chat.
No. There's I just have to go up there.
You traverse.
Can we
so
pick
you're,
Oz?
Yeah, of course. You can pick whatever you'd
Okay.
like. In the meantime, like while you're scanning, I'll just keep. You're traversing just a maze of different apartment hallways. Basically, it's just hallway after hallway after hallway of suites. The carpeting is standard like gray and red coloring, and it just has this very like it's meant to feel homey but also not too homey, because you should never be comfortable, always be disciplined.
So this is the place of the guy who all his stuff had sprawled on the floor, yeah?
Yeah.
And he was all like pissed and mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
I think I paid him to make a scene, and that's what started the scene downstairs.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take Palmer's suggestion, RF propaganda, but I want it to be subtle. Like it's not like a big poster or anything. But Deliverance is gonna find some kind of chip or something, some sort of data storage that has them like stored or taps into the radio station, Radio Free Detroit.
Maybe
propaganda.
Make it like he has I don't know what this generation iPod would be, but it could be on the dock and it could be already open to his radio station or whatever. There could also be merch. I'm sure Ziggy actually has merch in Shadowrun. He does in real life.
I think that he would be in bigger trouble if they could see it, so that's why I'm thinking it's subtle.
That's fair.
That's my thought.
How often would they do inspection though? If he had an iPod or something that actually had his radio thing.
Well, if they've already kicked him out, they would have seen it. Right?
Well, okay, so when you enter the apartment, you see a bunch of things in boxes, right? He is in the middle of moving out, and there's a docked little like pad that would have been playing music, but it like shut off because it ran out of juice, which is why Fritz wasn't able to hack into it and be able to see into the apartment better. But yeah, I mean, if you get that charged, you might be able to get some further information off of that data pad.
Is it wrong that I just imagine Voltar plugging a cord into her arm and it just going, and it's charging?
Not at all. Makes perfect
that's
sense.
So great. I love it.
Then I'll do that. I imagine Voltar just walks over, she picks it up, she goes, it's not charged. And as she's holding it, it just starts charging. Like one of those pads.
And right then Ziggy starts talking.
Larry.
Yes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Radio Free Detroit, the best show inside of the walls. We're following the current dilapidation of Ares World Headquarters and its employees. Stay tuned for more information, but first, this song by Ghost Shark.
Yes!
Wait, no, by Astral Chubs. Ghost Shark.
Ghost Shark.
So yes, you hear the tunes of Ghost Shark. Like a ghost, like a shark.
And yeah, so Deliverance looks surprised and then looks at Voltar. Are there many revolutionaries in this building?
There could be. A lot of people are fighting against Ares themselves. Not to mention their own personal feelings on radio stations.
All right. Well, once they get to us, I mean, we'll have to draw their attention and try to. Do you think you can swipe a card?
I can try.
Fritz, do they have any weapons you can take care of?
Do they?
Yeah, of course. Are we talking about inside of this apartment? Or are we talking about the security guards? Yeah, of course the security guards have weapons. They are attacking. Because they, of course, have to be intimidating evictions. So they're not just doing pistols. They're doing, little SMGs. Yeah, I would say SMGs. Like they're like bordering SMG and assault rifle territory.
Okay. Fritz has realized that not only is he a hacker, but he's a technomancer and probably should conjure a sprite, which he hasn't done for the past couple sessions.
I forgot.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's gonna start conjuring a crack sprite. Yes.
And my mind immediately went to like crack. Like the drug.
He's gonna,
being like, what do you need? All twitchy.
Yeah,
what are you buying?
He gets himself he's in the Matrix. He gets himself like a cyber spoon. And
what am I hacking? And they're just like,
he's like,
twitching.
this shit's
like,
going to get crazy. So that's 10, 11, 12. Okay, so tasking check is a 5.
Okay. You are in the midst of summoning your sprite, and you feel the, and again, this is, the Matrix is just as rough to manipulate here as it is for Deliverance to manipulate Astral. But you're able to just code this sprite, and it's the standard sprite, your lab coat, your wireframe lab coat,
crack.
No face.
Yeah, the regular wireframe crack sprite looks like a silhouette of Fritz. This isn't Undertale. I was actually going to ask about that because I was wondering why I had to do a tasking check to conjure sprites. And so it's just basically him fighting like the resistance of the resonance of specific areas.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Some places are harder to conjure a sprite in than others.
So yeah, he conjures the sprite, and is conjure the right word? Isn't there a specific
compile?
It is compile.
Compile.
Yes,
Thank you. Compile. he compiles a sprite, and it kind of does as it always does, and like kind of Mr. Smiths out of him. It like just takes a step out and comes from his matrix form and gives him a nod. And so now the sprite is basically just going to stick with him and assist him on all of his hacking.
Nice.
And so so now he's going to. There's 2 guards, right?
There are 2 guards, yes.
I want to try and break into their weapons and disable them.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me that hacking test.
Okay.
Or tasking if you have a specific complex form that you're using.
I don't know if I know what that means. I don't think
some
I've
of your
ever done
amps.
a complex form.
Yeah, some of your amps are technomancer amps. Those are complex. If they say complex forms, then you have to do tasking.
Right. So like doing a resonance spike.
Right.
Can I resonance spike a gun?
You
Or
can.
can I
It'll
hack
just.
into it?
Yeah, hacking. I assume if you want to be subtle, you want to hack,
Okay.
or you can just
Yeah.
have it like kind of pop and visibly
Right.
like go down.
I don't think we've ever talked about complex forms being a tasking test, because I think I've always done hacking.
Oh, sir. No,
So,
tasking is very
now I do it.
important.
Now I know. I was wondering because I didn't do tasking barely at all, just for doing sprites, and I was like, what the fuck? Anyway,
Yeah.
so yes, so this is a hacking. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 because of my sprite. That is 4 successes for one.
doing
That's
great,
for one of
guys.
the guns, right?
Not a great roll.
Right.
Wait, is this
feeling
for
about
both
it?
guns, or is it just one?
We'll just make it for both, just to.
Okay, so definitely, I'll definitely do an edge. So that is another 7
Respectable.
total.
Roll a glitch die.
Respectable. Glitch die. I win these.
All right. Nice. You have all right, so you have control of these guns, none the wiser. There's no possible way that you have tipped off Ares in the slightest.
Nice.
And as part of your awesome exploit, they are already like you are able to also register them to Voltar and Deliverance. Like
Sick. There you go.
yeah.
So that's what I was gonna say. These Ares guns, they're identification locked, right? Like they're like they're only used right. Okay, yeah. So
So you're able to undo that and register it right to Voltar and Deliverance, so they can each get one.
Yeah. So Fritz has the sprite next to him, and they both kind of look at each other and give a nod, and then like so usually it's like separate from him and doing its own actions, but as soon as Fritz lifts one arm to start doing his hacking test, the thing just like sinks to him, and they're both doing the exact same movements, and they just fucking sweep the floor with the guns. And the sprite, like Fritz nods professionally, and then the sprite's like, he's like, stop. And then he lets them know, like, all right, so these guns are now under your control and disabled for their current owners.
Cool.
Thank you.
Meanwhile,
Nice.
yeah. So meanwhile, back in Julian's apartment, Voltar and Deliverance, you realize, like in the quiet of this apartment, first off, the apartment is just dark with the exception of like a couple of blinking lights here and there from different things on the walls, like sockets and electrical sockets and different little bits and bobs, right? That go in a high tech home, and the window with its curtains, right, are just kind of letting in this soft kind of light from the city below, but just barely enough. And like but you see the shadow of the rain just like pouring along the pane on this tiled floor. And you realize like it's actually kind of peaceful and calming, and you kind of have like a little hidey hole if you ever need it. So yeah, definitely make a note that you have access to this guy's apartment in case you need a retreat.
Sweet 501. Okay. Floor 35. So I think yeah.
501.
Sweet 501. Yeah, I think Deliverance, she's not relaxing, she's still on edge, but she is going to sit down on Julian's narrow cot in the corner and kind of leans her elbows on her knees and her shoulders slump a little bit. And she says, we can kind of hear the arguing outside the door, and she says, well, I guess we have a minute before they get to us.
Indeed. How are you holding up, Deliverance?
She looks up at Voltar with haunted eyes. There's clearly pain behind her look, and she says, well, I've had better days, I guess.
Is it the resistance? Is that it?
You know, I had to leave my family behind, Voltar. I had to say goodbye. So I can't put them at risk with my people after me. They think I'm dead.
May I ask who is after you?
Well, I'm losing track.
The footsteps are approaching the hallway.
At this point, to be honest, I was afraid that Copper was gonna go after them if I refused. And I was afraid I would die if we went to Chicago, so it's better that they're not part of this. Hopefully he won't be able to connect me back, but he probably can. Oh well. Abe's got him handled. She like pushes down on her knees and stands up very heavily and slowly stands up and sighs. All right, you ready to kick some ass?
Of course.
And just at that moment, you hear the little beep of them swiping the card, and the door unlocks.
Voltar's going to, as she says, of course, I'd like to place myself on the opposite side of the door, where the door opens up, so the door would be hiding her. Because I want to get a surprise attack on these motherfuckers.
Surprise!
Excellent. All right, so they walk in. One of them spots thanks Nick Morgan for all them bits.
Whoa,
that puts
Nick.
us at the next stream boss. Everyone gets a point of edge. Just in time as one of the guards walks in, basically making a beeline towards one of the boxes inside of the apartment to go ahead and toss it out.
I am going to actually take a plot point from chat. Beta Cav made a comment about a muffled voice from inside the box, and I'm going to take a plot point to say that happens. The coffee maker, when the guy starts walking in, so you're hiding behind the door, and it's tense because these guys come in and they start walking around and no one's sure of anything, and the guy can't see anything. It's very dark in here, and you could cut the silence and the tension with a knife, and then all of a sudden from inside of this box comes this the stereotypical military sergeant that's like, rise and shine, soldier, this is your brewmaster speaking, drop in, give me 8 ounces.
I love that. I love that all their coffee machines are fucking military.
They're drill sergeants, yeah. Oh my god. Love
Military
it. Yeah,
drill
so
sergeant.
he jumps and he draws his gun and he just shoots.
Nothing happens though.
Nothing happens, right?
He just shoots at this box, and of course there's nothing like you just hear the fritzing of some electrical equipment, and Fritz, you're disconnected from that room.
Wait, does his gun not work? Does his gun not work?
Oh, that's right.
His gun, because they're tied to us.
Yeah.
That's what would have happened. But so he moves to fire at it, and it's not working, and he's he goes, huh? Giving Voltar the time to strike. Go, give me your,
Yeah.
how do you want to attack?
Voltar closes the door, so there's a solid, and she locks it, like with the tumbler locks. So it's that nice sound, and she simply tilts her head and looks at the gun and just simply says, "They always get jammed, don't they?" And she'll immediately roundhouse kick both of them.
Nice. Give me them 2 close combat tests, please.
Of course.
And let's get some action music. Oh my good action music is
Ooh, 6 successes for one guy. And what am I rolling? I rolled 2. Yeah, 5 successes for the other.
How many was your first one?
6. I believe so. Did that not register?
Oh, that is the worst.
Good, keep it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean...
Okay, so 6 successes on the first, 5 on the other.
Yes.
You got 5 net hits on the first one, and 3 net hits on the second one.
Okay. My unarmed combat is a 3.
All right, so that's 8 damage to the first one, and then...
I gotta get Lone Star boots. Those things are
so 8 to the first one, and then 6 to the other.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so so
yeah,
you
so
just
Voltar just
describe it.
She steps forward and roundhouse kicks one guy in basically the back of their necks, making them double over, and she immediately crane kicks. That's actually what it's called. Crane kicks the second guy onto the countertop, and she takes a stance.
Nice. All right, so we'll go ahead and go into initiative. Let me go ahead and how do I want to set this? I'm going to spend a plot point to just kind of rearrange. Let's go ahead and put delivering. Let's put Fritz on top. I want to see what he does before we move on. Okay, so starting with. All right, so the 2 guards are going to. Let's see. So one fired his gun. It didn't work. So he is going to whip out a stun baton. And the other guy is going to attempt to fire. It doesn't work. So that guy is going to miss his attack, but he is going to call for backup.
God damn.
So first one, the only one that's going to be able to attack is going to do a close combat.
Point?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna spend a plot point to jump ahead of that guy.
I was gonna say, can I spend a plot point that when I kick one of the guards, I shatter their radio? Because the one that I kicked that would be this close to them, like my foot, I would be hitting their radio.
I'll allow it.
That's my last plot point.
Yeah, he reaches for his radio. He's like, I need backup, and it just crumbles in his hand. All right, so the one that's going to hit, let's do this. He's going to try and stun baton. And I will also edge this because, yes, please. Go ahead and give me your defense test, Voltaire.
That is agility plus logic?
Yes.
Okay. Bear with me. I'm juggling Anarchy or Shadowrun 5e and Anarchy, so... You know.
Should never started that dang 5e game.
3.
It's confusing. Are you comfortable
3.
with this level of success?
I am not. And I'm gonna reroll. Cause why not? Let's see if I can actually fucking 4.
4. All right, so I got 9. So. With that edge,
God.
I edged.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so that's 5 net hits, so you take 12 stun.
So
this guy
that goes over my stun track. I'm down.
What happened to your
9
armor?
Stun.
Oh, did your armor go down?
Yeah.
Oh, because your armor went down on the thing. Yeah.
Would it
did
go
you lose
through
armor
first? You said
it starts with
12
armor.
stun.
12 stun.
That's my entire armor track.
Okay, well you just lost your entire armor track.
That's why you wear armor.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fuck
you always lose. Yeah, you always take damage off the armor, and then you start going into your physical and stun tracks, which then start giving you negative modifiers.
Now I'm extra squishy, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and you can call
like
Voltar squishy.
right? Yeah. So what kind of armor do you wear?
Dermal plating, I think. Let me double check.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So
I just imagine that it affects, because the way I have her dressed up, she really doesn't have armor. I like to imagine that it's literally just her because of all the chrome plating.
Right. So there's electrical charges, like this guy just jams it like bam right into your neck, like right here where your Adam's apple once was, and like just and you just feel it just go all over and just leave your body vulnerable somehow. Like all of this dermal plating, like it's effective, but you start feeling like you're not really as in control of your body, so you might not be able to block hits as effectively as you typically would. And that's how I want to kind of justify that, because your armor didn't just like destroy from it. But
yeah, I kind of imagine because I kind of imagine like as this or rather after this happens, the skin that you would see on Voltar is all these dermal platings, and they're all designed separately. I mean, you could see it on this beautiful artwork that's somewhere around me. But
it like starts separating.
Yeah, it starts shifting a bit, and
leaving a bunch of like open areas.
Yeah, it makes
these descriptions are making me shudder. Oh,
it makes her look a little more bulky, like natural muscles. But you can see like the wiring and like other like protective things that underneath her, but you can pretty much see like the actual muscle, but it's being protected by something, but it's clear. And Voltar goes down on a knee and just looks at the sky with like a glare.
Ooh, thanks for them bits. All right, Fritz, you're next.
This guy's stun baton, much like a comm link.
Yeah.
Am I able to? Are stun batons able to be affected by the matrix?
Yes, because they like to have it on wireless so that they like to have it on wireless so that it can get electricity via conduction. I think it's conduction. They just draw it from the cloud and it charges their thing. It's a thing. Anyway, go ahead and hack it. I know that's what you want to do.
All right. Yeah. So I still have my sprite with me. So that's a hi-ya and a hi-ya. That's 6 successes.
I will edge. This is a good use of edge. Yeah, it is. Nah, it's not. It's not. Have it. All right. So you just like, and like the stun baton just like, the tip of the stun baton just like, and no longer functions. And he's like, son of a bitch.
Oh, I was trying to overcharge it, so it shocked him.
That works too. Yeah. So it does that, and then it's like, and then it just redirects down into the handle, and he's like, ah, fuck, and he's gonna take 7 stun.
Yes.
Good
yes.
stuff. Nicely done. This is like that time you took down a shaman.
You mean a shadam?
What was it? A shadam.
Yeah. What is your sprite?
Nothing's ever going to compare to the world first shadam kill by a
right?
But it's the same kind of idea.
You also like, almost killed me.
Almost killed would have assumed that there was danger to it. I specifically lowered you to 1 hit point. That's just okay.
My entire soundtrack, my entire army.
I'm sorry. Anyway, how many PhDs do you have?
Okay, so what does your sprite do?
He assisted with the.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. Deliverance, your turn.
All right, I think I'm gonna try something new. First of all, let's. I think to this time the blood on her for her sacrifice is going to drip down the side of her face, so a wound opens up right, like kind of on the side of her forehead. and fuck it, let's take all 3 damage. And I'm gonna conjure an earth spirit. I haven't done an earth spirit yet, so that'll be plus the 3, so 13. And hey, why don't we just pre-edge this? I got a lot of edge. Let's do it.
Fuck 'em up.
Ooh, I'm glad I did that, because that's 5 plus 3, 8 successes.
Nice. So you are, again, not only you're still experiencing this, like, whatever it is that is making it hard to pull from the mana. And in addition to that, you made as you're summoning, you're realizing that you made a somewhat questionable choice trying to summon an earth spirit on the 35th floor of a building. But you're able to just, like, but you're able to somehow pull it out, like, through the foundations of the building and up the concrete of the building and into this room. So go ahead and describe the earth spirit.
So chunks of concrete start flying from the structure of the building into the entrance of Suite 501, and dust like rips up from the carpet, and so this like cloud of like sort of swirling dust and chunks of concrete looms at the entrance into the suite. And is this the 2 guards, or is the 3rd person there also? No,
it's just the 2 guards. They already dealt with that wage slave. I want to spend a plot point that this spirit has part of that ripping of the concrete was ripping out like a chunk of the outer wall. Ooh, it's the lost Iskrim.
Oh wow, I totally am gone. Hey, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah, my whole situation just fell apart. Let me jump back in here.
No worries. While you perfect. Yeah, you're in.
Good.
Look good. Hey, technical difficulty averted. Okay, so this concrete just rips out the outer wall of the apartment and like just takes some of the window out too. So now you feel all of this rain starting to whoosh into the apartment, and yeah, you now have you have access, and they have access to potentially boot you out of like just.
Oh yeah, God! Gee. Okay. All right. Sure. Okay. So
let me get some wind in here.
Yeah. I didn't think about this, but I like it. Okay. So what I'm gonna do? The reason I chose an earth spirit is I would like to engulf whichever guard is the hurt the least, like the one that's kind of that Voltar doesn't have handled. And I think I don't have great close combat on this actually, so I'm gonna also pre-edge this bad boy I can pre-edge for my spirit, yeah?
Yes, you can.
Spirit can take my edge, okay.
Actually, I think it has its own. Your spirits actually have their own edge.
Actually, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll use one of my spirit's edge. So that's 5.
Nice. And you're attacking which? Remind me again, because I was in the middle of
the most able-bodied one.
The one who did not get their stun baton shocked into them.
That's the one.
Okay.
And so, yeah. So, am I successful?
How many
defense is strength plus willpower.
How many did you get?
5.
5. Okay, so this attack is incoming, and the big dramatic grand entrance has like got this guard in super defensive mode, and he just like rolls over, defensive trading in the way, and he just like into like side rolls into the kitchen and into like this little kitchenette area, right? And just like backs himself up against the cupboards as like these chunks of concrete and rock just fly over into the kitchen, into the tile over him.
Okay, damn it.
But that was cool.
That was
Give yourself
super
a plot
cool.
point.
That is. Oh, thanks. That has
Voltar.
changed things.
Yeah, I am going to, as I'm on our knees staring at this guy giving him evil eyes, and the wall gets pulled out and shit and all that fun stuff. since it's so dark in the room and there's only the skylight and probably red lights that are reflecting off of Baltar's thermal plating and this chrome skin, and all he can see is just her eyes, and they're just filled with anger. And as lightning and thunder go off, you can see actually her face and her figure. And she reaches behind and pulls out her eskrima sticks, twirling them in her fingers, and turns them on, and it illuminates her face into this cool blue. And she just simply says, "Let's see how you like being shocked." And I will attack this guy with my eskrima sticks.
I mean, he did just get shocked by Fritz, but he's gonna get further shocked.
Yeah. Yeah. Boop, and then I'm using my arms, so boop. That's 5 successes on him, and then I will actually give it to him again, because I'm pissed. I'm pissed at him. So that's 4 and 5 to the same guy.
Okay, the second attack misses. The first one, though, gives a nice wallop. How much is your...
That is, let's see, Escobar's DX, 7 stun.
7 stun, and you had, on that first attack, 5 successes?
Yes.
All right, describe how you knock this guy out with the first attack.
Yeah. Yeah, so, as Baltar stands up, she, butts the end of her eskrima stick to this guy to back him up onto the countertop, and she just lays her eskrima sticks on this guy's chest, and he just goes and
he just slumps
until
over.
He's unconscious.
And the guy on the other side of the counter is like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, and then Walter like looks towards him.
As the body goes limp on the countertop, the box next to him goes, "You've been decaffeinated!"
And it just leaks coffee.
That was amazing.
I love that.
Was amazing.
All right. So, what? Oh, you also have a second move if you would like to position yourself somehow. You have those nifty cyber legs. So if you want to position yourself in a better,
I want to pin
strategic
this
position.
guy to the countertop, so I'll stand on the other side of him, so he can't really go anywhere, even if I have to hop across him.
All right. So this guy has no comms, no gun. He does still have his stun baton. So he is going to pull his out, and he is gonna like a cornered animal is just gonna like. Ah, ah!
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me that defense test.
Sure. I'm gonna pre-edge this because the last one didn't feel so good. Granted, you edged that, but still.
Trying to decide if I want to edge this or not.
5 successes because there's 1 4 in there. Wait, hold on. I'm using agility.
It's gotta be agility plus logic.
Yeah, I'm using agility, and I have a thing on. Okay, didn't matter.
That's 4 successes.
4 successes. Yeah.
Are you comfortable with this level of success? Because
I pre-edged, so I wouldn't be able to.
I'm gonna
reroll, right?
edge.
That's like.
oh, you can post edge if you'd like. It's just more edge that you're spending. I have to. I have to.
Wait, you sighed.
Just don't
I'm not going to.
Well, wait, no. I mean, okay. To be perfectly fair,
I mean-
right now, well, whatever. You go ahead and you decide because it's. That's all I can say.
I'll keep.
And be fair.
I'll keep my edge. If I get hurt, I get hurt.
Okay. So I also got 4 successes. Like my edge reroll is just 1. I had 3 successes.
I know
got
how
up
that
to 4.
feels.
So 4 versus 4. That means he is able to land his hit because ties and Shadowrun Anarchy counts, and so he gives you the base of 7 stun.
Great. Cool.
So he just nicks an area inside, like just skirting across one of these like open areas between your dermal plates. Mm-hmm. So make sure that you're also taking your negative modifiers for going down in your stun track. Every 3 is a minus 1.
Hold on. Every 3 is a minus what?
Minus 1. Every full 3.
On my stun track?
Yes, and on your physical.
Okay, not through armor, because they're...
Right.
Okay. So...
I believe you'd be at a -2 right now.
I'm at a minus... Yes. I'm at a minus 2.
All right. Cool.
It sucks.
All right. And let's see. So he's able to, like, he does that, fends you off, and he is going to try and what does he do in the middle of an earth spirit? No comms. He's gonna have to try and book it, right? I mean, he's gonna.
I was gonna say, go back to training. That door is locked. He'd have to unlock it.
I know, yeah. He's running at the door, and he's like fiddling with the locks, trying to escape. Fritz.
He's going to lay down, try not to cry a lot. Wait, so he still has his stun baton on him, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's active.
Okay, I'm gonna try and overload that one too.
Nice.
Ah, Jesus.
5 successes.
How are you feeling?
I mean, if I don't get him, they will, so I'm okay.
True. Facts. Well, you do overload that stun baton, and he's just like, shit! And he drops his stun baton. He takes 7 damage. He's still not down, but he's weakened. Like a lot.
These guys got some serious fucking stun tracks. I guess I have 11 and I'm
They have
20,
armor.
So.
They have armor.
Oh, that's right. It does go
Yeah.
to, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like Ares security, so they have armor.
So, Deliverance.
Okay, so...
Half
Okay.
armor, yeah.
Let's throw a stun on this guy.
What are you doing? Like a stun bolt?
Stun bolt, yes.
All right.
Okay, so that's 13. Okay. 5 successes. That's not too shabby. So defense is strength plus willpower.
Strength plus willpower?
Yeah.
Oh, are you comfortable with that level of success?
I think I am gonna reroll. Got 8 to reroll.
I think
Nice
all the dice
poker
is in
face,
Oz's
Oz.
favor. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no.
Okay, it's a total of 8.
I purposefully put on bad poker faces at certain times to make sure, like, you never know what it's actually. But no, I did get 7 successes, so this is good.
All right.
Like,
I was yeah.
All right, so you got 1 net
okay,
hit.
so-
How much is that total?
9 stun and armor
Describe the
avoidance.
takedown of this poor, pathetic guard trying to escape and fiddle with the door.
So yeah, he's like trying to desperately open it, and she just kind of does like a quick like 2-finger motion, and a charged bolt of energy sort of like distorts the air between them, and hits him in the back, and he makes kind of like a and crumples to the ground.
Nice. All right, so you are left inside of a room with 2 passed out guards.
Gorgeous. All right.
And of course, to further set the scene, right? There's this like all of this rain is just and wind is whooshing in. You see like the lightning crack, and you immediately, as a result of like a chunk of the building going missing, start hearing like lockdown, floor 35, lockdown, structural integrity.
Oh shit.
Must be investigated. Please
sorry,
evacuate. Well, no, you can't evacuate. It's just lockdown.
I just read Cole's see a latte soldier. Wow, this coffee machine gives me life.
So you
Okay,
know
so-
that. So based off of this, right, and you're seeing, and Fritz, you're probably also, patched in still maybe to some comms from those soldiers from the elevators. You start hearing something's going on floor 35. Let's send some investigation over there and send some engineers. I don't know what's happening. And so like they're sending people to go investigate 35, and they're starting to isolate the area as that as that suite 501. So suite 501 is no longer a hidey hole. However, you do have an escape route.
Voltar, I don't have a plot point, but what's on these guards?
Well, yeah, you find the guns that Fritz hacked.
Okay.
They're in your favor. So you have these. So you have guns. You also have the stun batons.
Like, climbing gear.
They do not have climbing gear. No,
Great.
They wouldn't have that. But you find their guns, their stun batons, and you have one set of comms that you can patch into. That Voltar did not break.
Does elevator? I think this is elevator like 2. No, wait. Elevator 7 was the one they took, so this is probably like elevator 8. Is this one able to stop at 35?
All of the elevators, the first set of 8 elevators that you were able to take from the lobby go up to floor 80.
Right.
And
but
then
just
from
because
floor 80,
they
you
didn't
have
have
to
the
take the next set
pass
of
to get
elevators.
80.
Correct.
Right. Okay. So Fritz is going to say, all right, I'm going to attempt to take control of this elevator. Head to number 8. I will be down as soon as I can.
We will do our best.
I will let you know if I can get control of it before you start moving.
Sounds like a much better option than that way. And she looks out the gaping hole.
You can tell that Voltar is already like eyeing it, like I could climb that.
Let's call that one Plan B because that's
right.
too much.
I'm going to spend a plot point. At that point, Fritz, you notice. I'm trying to think based off of. You also hear in your comms the a female voice, kind of high pitched, kind of nasally, and says, "All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and release my drone. Stay put." And floor 35, Voltar and Deliverance, you hear already, like, from the outside, you start hearing just whirring of some kind of robotics coming down the hallway and approaching. And,
oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God, should we go out this damn hole?
Climbing is agility, right? Or is it strength? I don't actually have climbing.
Climbing would be strength, yes. I would say it's strength. I'll double check. It could also... I would make it a strength. I would make it a strength plus agility check, to be perfectly honest. Like, that's really...
That's fair.
It's not a skill. The most... Actually, no, lies. Athletics would cover it as well.
Which is agility-based,
sweet.
yeah?
That is agility.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but this is running, jumping, swimming, acrobatics. No, I think this is strength. I would call this a strength plus agility. This is a physical...
Would that be a strength plus agility plus the bonuses from both arms and legs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah, Voltar for sure would get those bonuses,
So, I feel Paige feels confident.
Yeah.
Voltar also feels confident, because that's just her personality. She looks at Deliverance. And, eyes are up. How's she doing? How's Deliverance doing? What's she...
Deliverance, connects the dots, looks at the hole, looks at Voltar, and says, I don't know if I can do it.
Have you ever heard of this thing called piggyback riding? I've never really done it.
That sounds really scary.
But I could.
The whirring is getting
up
closer in the
there.
hallway.
Oh, shit.
I have you, Deliverance. You need to trust me.
Okay, I'm gonna conjure an spirit to, like, help us out. I don't know, could spirits fly in general? Could one catch me if I fell?
Well, I don't know. Let's see. An earth spirit could, since we also like flavored it to be concrete, like a concrete spirit, it could potentially like do something along the side of the building, maybe. Let's see. I want to pull up that. Come on, make it cool. Just climb the building. I'm kidding.
I know.
Okay,
I want to.
Though I don't. I can.
Okay, let's see. So they have they have engulf. They have elemental attack. I mean, you could say that they might have some kind of weird morphing ability that will grant Voltar some freedom of movement on the outside. Yeah, some kind of like things that she can grab onto, or maybe like just. But
okay. No, I have an idea. I do an air spirit, and my air spirit gives Voltar like gives her a bonus to climbing because it's like drying the handholds as she goes because it's wet outside. So she's gonna like air spirit is like getting rid of that shit.
So you're having your so you're gonna conjure an air spirit to levitate the two of you up to another floor.
Yeah.
No.
On the outside.
Sure. That'll work.
I mean, that's an option as well.
That's not what Scrum said, but yeah.
Well, I
like that
don't have
better.
to make climbing.
Yeah, I'm like, I think that's, well, I know it's not what she said, but I'm like, are you sure you don't want to just do this?
I mean, all right. I kind of do want to go climbing because it's epic, but all right.
You can climb. I'll levitate. Let's do it.
No, that wouldn't be.
I'll be more likely.
I mean, we could say that the air
one.
spirit's only able to really like push one of you
hold
up.
one person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okie doke. Here we go. This is for conjuring an air spirit. Pre-edged. 6.
6.
It's not too bad.
Voltar kind of feels a little. Because she was like, you need to trust me, and you're like, conjure an air spirit. So Voltar's just kind of like she kind of gives like a grimace look, and she moves to the
We're 35. Come on.
All right,
yeah,
so
but still.
Your earth spirit retracts back into the astral as you whip up your air spirit. As you can't conjure two spirits at the same time, right?
No.
Okay. So describe this air spirit. It's very easy to conjure from 35 stories high.
Yeah. It starts as like a whoosh of wind that comes in and bringing rain with it. And then it sort of is like a shaped kind of almost amorphous blob, sort of vaguely humanoid that is repelling water. So it's kind of like an outline of water is what it kind of looks like.
And it just looks at you expectantly and knows exactly what you need. So,
stay hydrated, guys.
Yeah. I ran out of water. I can't stay hydrated.
I know, me neither.
Mine's apple juice. It's okay.
All right. So
yeah, so I'm gonna I sort of like step into the middle of it, and I'm like my hands up, and I'm like air whipping around my
just
my,
whipping your clothes and your
clothing.
hair, like your ponytail gets undone.
I need a fan down here.
Yeah. And you see the air spirit just like float outside and just below you, ready to catch you.
I'm like freaking
Hey,
Aladdin.
make sure to grab one of those stun batons.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks, Trav.
Oh, and the gun. I'm gonna take
For me!
a gun.
Oh right, I picked this
Also,
up. And I'm like,
yes,
I
also
think for
the
instance like
gun.
this.
Yeah, as a reminder, it's 2 guns, 2 stun batons. Although the stun batons aren't working now because they've been overloaded. So 2 guns and 1 set of comms.
And a key card. I'm taking a key card and a gun.
Yeah, key card
All right, so you take security key card.
and one of the guns. I'm guessing it's an Ares Predator, unless it's one of the submachine guns or something or other.
Mm-hmm. No, it was a. Hold on 1 second. It would be. We said it was like a submachine gun. or an assault rifle. We'll call it a Colt Cobra submachine gun.
Okay. Colt Cobra.
Actually, no. Come on. This is Ares. No, fuck that.
I was gonna say,
let's give you.
isn't
Yeah, no.
Colt
Assault
something-
rifle. Ares Alpha.
Ares Alpha assault rifle.
I gotta put this on my weapons.
Yeah. It is.
Okay, so then
the damage is 8p.
Alright. And then we have a key card. Okay, so then I access these things, and Deliverance, like, is having trouble. She's like overloaded holding this gun, and then she's gonna kind of like strap it on her back with like a makeshift kind of like holster, and then out the hole.
All right. And so you kind of take like a step of faith off the side of a 35-story building and just get caught inside of like this cloud that just kind of starts whirring this wet, you know, all of this drizzly rain and mist, and it
She makes
starts
kind of like a whoo.
yeah. And you are so vulnerable right now. If this thing just someone was to come along and banish your spirit right now and just pop it, you would just plummet to your death. And yeah, so you are slowly lifting up. Voltar,
Yes.
go ahead and give me your strength plus agility.
Yep.
Actually,
I
you
am
know what?
pre-edging the shit out of this.
Yeah, or you can do an athletics if you'd like.
I'd
Whatever would
rather
be better.
just do a strength plus agility. That's more dice.
Go for it. Go for it.
What about the? Oh,
Now, what I will say is let's put a -2 on it because the outside
It's
is
wet
slippery.
and slippery. Yeah, that's fair. All right. So that is this, and then -2.
And the wind is whipping at you as
I'm
well. It's just
pre-edging,
like
so that's that.
this
That's
is so
not a lot
terrifying.
of dice that I thought it was gonna be, but I'm having a pre-edging. So here's the first roll. That's not good. And then I have.
Well, that is good because you pre-edged.
Yeah,
so
you
get
pre-edged.
Oh,
all
it's
the
the
fours.
fours.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
even see the fours.
6 successes.
So that's 6 right there.
And then I have my legs and my arms.
Okay.
Okay,
you're at 7. Well, 8, 9 once
Did
you
those,
count
I was gonna
the.
say 9.
Oh, yeah.
because those
Oh,
fours
so do you
count.
get to
Yeah.
do the force count for the extra
Yeah.
dice?
Oh yeah, because
sick.
those rerolls are part of her like total pool. So
Yeah. So cool.
9 successes.
Yeah.
That's not
Gorgeous.
worth edging. Oh man, that would have been so good.
We had
me
to have them
plummeting to my
die?
death? What do you want me
Oh
to
come
do? The
on,
rest of
Deliverance
the
wasn't an
entire
air
game?
spirit. She could have swooped in. Anyway, so all right, so Deliverance, you see Voltar just like turn the corner, grab onto the outside with her cyber hands, and you just see her like
Walter
shimmy
does it
up the
carefully,
wall.
but Yeah.
Carefully?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have
would
to be
imagine-
careful. I guess you couldn't be that
I would
quick.
imagine even though Voltar's had all this training to
Mm-hmm.
dehumanize her and everything like that, there's still this.
It had its benefits.
Well, it's like it's still nervous. Like if you could see her heart, it'd be beating really fast. She's 30 stories up. She knows that if she does fall, she'll be dead. But she has confidence that she can do this shit.
right.
I also don't have a plot point, but I did want to do a flashback. So
If you don't have a plot point, then you can't do
Yeah.
flashback.
that's fine. That's fine. Well, is it really a yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah, it is. You can chat, suggest stuff so we can spend. grab
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, why don't
We
we
also
throw
didn't,
out
like-
some kind of here.
May I
Why
see
don't
your
we do-
floating light, please?
Why don't we do something? I'll spend my very final plot point. As you are ascending the building, you see turning the corner in the distance, a aerial drone, actually 2 aerial drones, that are circling the building, doing like perimeters, and are coming to investigate the hole from the outside. And that's where we're gonna take our first break.
Oh god.
Well, our only break, but yeah, we're gonna take our break.
Yes, it's our first break.
So, stay tuned. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Oh man, this is so good. Alright, hello everybody. Let's let the things load. And, alright. Hello everybody and welcome back to Join the Anarchy, the interactive and improvised Shadowrun Anarchy campaign, live on Twitch, ShadowcastersNetwork, the one, the only tabletop RPG channel where Join the Anarchy is on. Yeah, right?
I was like, wait a second, what?
yeah, there's many. There's many, but this one is the coolest.
I like how you were gonna say best, and you were like, no, wait, there's one other that's better.
This one's the Shadowrunniest.
Excellent. The shadow.
This is the most excellent-iest one, right?
The cyberpunk.
This is definitely the one with the coolest fans, right?
I know.
Okay, so let's stop patting ourselves on the back because you're all probably gonna die now. So,
No, we're good.
right? Okay, so what's been happening? They are still in the midst of their Ares infiltration. Hey, thanks for that resub. Who is it?
17 months. Wow.
Coop. Yes, 17 months in a row. Thanks, man. That's awesome. Can you believe 17 months in a row? We've been at it for a while.
That's faith.
Insanity.
Right? Cool, man.
Believes in us.
Thank you. We love you. Okay, so things that have occurred. They are still in the midst of their Ares infiltration. They have, I guess, inadvertently caused a hole in the side of the building on the 35th floor.
Whoops.
The Deliverance and Voltar are trying to meet up with Fritz, who has locked himself in an elevator on the 80th floor. And Deliverance is currently on a whooshy air spirit cloud, and Voltar is climbing the side of the building like a pro. And as they're ascending the building in the midst of this rain and thunder, it's wet, it's cold, the wind is whipping your clothes and your hair, making it hard to grab onto the side of the building, making Deliverance feel off balance. Even though this is an air spirit, this air spirit is just kind of very flowy with the wind, and you're just kind of like rocking side to side as you're ascending.
It's terrifying.
And it's terrifying. And at that moment is when 2 drones, aerial drones, come around the corners of the building. You hear, Fritz, on your side, that same high-pitched female voice say, inspecting the sides of the building.
I am going to spend a plot point
Go
to
ahead.
jump ahead of those drones. And I would like to attempt to hide the image of these 2 from those drones. I would like to basically, like, just chroma key them out of the picture.
Okay,
Is
I mean, that'll be
I can
hard,
attempt.
but luckily, Soy Mage has just become the stream boss, so we now have a point of edge.
Thank you, Soy Mage. Blessed Prince.
All right.
Means I am going to, both my sprite and I, with a pre-edge, are going to attempt this crazy feat. Alright, so this is 16d6, carrot 4.
I need to edge that. That is bullshit.
Mine sucked as well.
My God.
I'm able to after
Everyone
edge.
sucks.
mine.
An edge roll. I think we can
Yeah.
do that. I believe that's
We
possible.
can do a pre-edge and then an edge, and then we have to stop using the edge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Infinite edge all the way down.
Let me make
I'll-
sure that
I
I'm not
will-
missing anything here. I should have a reroll on. Yes. Okay. Well, this isn't really because you're hacking them, so no, this wouldn't count. So that's not that, but this would. One second. Okay. It's not matrix defense. This would be.
I'm gonna go ahead and edge anyway.
All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, I think that would be it. Okay, so what do you got?
So mine is 5 before this edge I'm about to do. So I'm gonna do another edge. So that's 7.
7. You hack into the drones. It is difficult for you to do because you are realizing that these drones are being directly controlled by a rigger.
Wait. Trev,
Wait.
you
Oh, what?
pre-edged.
Yes.
Did you count your 4s?
Yes.
All of them?
That's my.
Oh yeah, so it's more 4s.
Okay. The reroll. Me edging after pre-edge doesn't give me those 4s.
Yeah, it does. The 4s.
yeah, it
I
does.
say
Does
that
it?
the 4s count. Yeah.
Yeah.
That okay? Because
even-
before we've said that that's not a thing.
1, 2.
Okay.
No.
So that's
they
just
count.
that's another 4. So that's 11.
Yeah. All right. So you are much more easily able to cut through all of that, and but so things that you notice based off of that hack, there are riggers controlling these. So you're no longer just fighting against certain electronics that are connected to the host. You're actually
Right.
like you're hacking actual riggers that are inside of these drones. And then, so you go ahead and shut or rather you manipulate that image, and you're just like very quickly just live scrubbing this image, like
Nice.
and so these drones are just coming towards Voltar and Deliverance, and then they just descend and pay attention to the hole on the side of Suite 501 on the 35th floor. And you start hearing, just radio chatter about the situation. You're also seeing through the drone's camera vision other like land-based drones that have opened the door, and they are now just investigating the area. And you see like security inside that are trying to cordon off the area, and then also engineers that are like looking at it like, what the fuck happened?
Also, yeah,
This
there's
is much
two
harder
guards
than
in
it
there.
looks. So if any speed could be applied to your current climbing, that would be wonderful.
And they are
Oh God.
yeah, and so you're seeing through the cameras, right? Like the people inside of the building are approaching the hole carefully, and because they want to look out and see what is happening. So like they like grab onto the sides, and they're gonna try and peer out. They peer down, and soon they'll be peering up.
Oh boy.
What do you want to do?
Reverence, can you make you guys invisible while you
yep.
have your spray? Or while
Yep.
you have your summon? Okay.
I'm casting
I don't know
invisibility.
how.
Let's do it.
I don't know how magic works.
Don't ask me.
Yeah, invisibility for sure. Good. Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I
Yes,
can hear you.
yes.
Go ahead, Cass.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me that sorcery
sorry.
roll.
Sorcery. Okay. Let's see. That'll be 13. Do we invisible? Where'd you go? Roll 20. Okay. Ooh. Hey, let's edge that. I don't really like that result very much. Ooh, 5.
That's okay.
I will also edge.
That's the definition of okay.
I could probably beat that. I could probably beat that, so I'm gonna try. Although with my rerolls are awful. Okay.
It's so odd when it's cause I come from Shadowrun 5e and then I go to Anarchy now, and in Shadowrun 5e, like when you get like a 5, it's like, oh, that's great, and then when you get into Anarchy, it's like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's because we have so much edge from.
That's the thing. Typically, you wouldn't have this much edge, but because we have such a great audience, we're just like throwing edge left and right.
Yeah.
Which makes it like a fun gambling game of like, can you beat me? Can you beat me? Can I beat you?
Pretty sure we're rolling less dice in this game than we would be in SR5, because I remember people having 20 plus dice.
You would definitely be rolling more.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So, you describe how you are whipping up this spell.
Okay. So Deliverance is her heart is pounding and her hands are shaking and her head is bleeding, and she kind of like dips her fingers in the blood and then like rubs the between and closes her eyes and tries to concentrate and kind of like reaches her hand toward where Voltar is and it makes a kind of a gesture to attempt to cast the spell.
Okay. Are you comfortable with this level of success, or would you like to roll a glitch die?
No. But maybe. Oh shit. I do have 3 plot points.
You're feeling like it is hard. It's hard to concentrate
know.
right now. You're literally just suspended in midair 36, 37, 38 floors above the streets of Detroit. It's hard to concentrate. Something about the area is difficult to pull from. You just need that final push.
Dear future self, I apologize. Here we go. A 3.
Like
okay.
Nothing happens.
A 3.
That sounds like a good book.
So nothing happens.
Dear future self, I apologize.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
And also nothing happens. You think that you're whipping up this invisible spell, and you look at yourself and you look at Voltar and you can still see yourself and you can still see Voltar, and you just feel like something has forsaken you as the guards on the inside peer up and see you, and they
shit.
And they're like, and
I would like to spend a plot point for what is it? Unexpected backup, something like that.
Okay.
It's one of the ones that's written. That's like you just get backup.
Surprise threat.
What?
Well, no, I mean, you can use a plot point for backup. Yes,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Right. It's just one of those kind of. Anyway, I know you can do it for whatever I want, but I just remember this being an actual labeled thing. One of the angry wage slaves, or a few of the angry wage slaves who have just been fired maliciously by some guards, are not doing so hot. And as these guys look up and see that there's some bullshit happening out here, they're about to yell, and then you hear, "Frag you piece of shit!" And just both of them go flying out of the building. As this guy is like, "Fuck Ares!"
Dark. Oh shit, we got hardcore dark here right now. I thought it was gonna be like suicide dark, and that's why I was like, oh no.
You see, so suddenly you just see these Susan returns.
Yeah.
You remember Susan's voice? And like said, she like Yeah, so Susan and some other wage slaves come in and just bum rush these people, and they almost like stumble out too, but Deliverance and Voltar, you see these people that had threatened to catch you just suddenly tumble out and fall down 35 stories until like they're just little speck that just kind of
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
the ground
so
below.
horrifying.
I bet the crowds don't like that very much.
Yeah, the drones certainly don't like that.
Trav.
Now the drones certainly
that's
don't
plot
like
point.
that, and the drones are going to start firing at the wage slaves.
Oh,
That's convenient.
man.
Go.
So
Yeah,
there
so
is
I'm just
currently
gonna, like,
gunfire just like ripping
Ripping
up
up.
all of these boxes. The coffee maker is a casualty.
Insubordination will be fun.
No.
Blood and bullets and concrete just start fucking bursting throughout Suite 501 as the two of you are along the sides of the building. How quickly are you ascending? How far do you want to go? By now, at this point, you're probably on like floor 40. You've only ascended like 5 floors. What are you doing?
Yeah, and we can't get all the way up to 80, no question. I'm gonna spend a plot point to say that we're like a couple floors down from a balcony. Like there's like a, how these very tall buildings will sort of taper, and so it sort of like tapers at floor 40. It starts to get a little bit narrower. So there's like a railing around there, and it looks like we could probably access something from this. The 42nd floor.
42nd floor. The answer to everything is the 42nd floor.
That's the answer.
All right.
42.
All right. So let's go ahead and Voltar, go ahead and give me an athletics test because you are climbing like you need to scramble. Yes, you're trying to scramble up to the 42nd floor as quickly as possible, and take that at a -2 because of the wet and wind. And then Deliverance, go ahead and have your spirit give me an agility plus agility test. Double agility.
Okay.
It should be pretty good because it's an air spirit. It should be able to like whoosh you up to the 42nd floor.
Oh, I have 10 agility.
I'm edging that.
Okay. So Deliverance, your air spirit just like whoosh, suddenly you just feel yourself launch up several floors very quickly and just get settled nicely into this balcony. Voltar,
I got a 3.
Never.
3 successes. Are you comfortable with this level of success?
No, but I have to be because I've already re-rolled and I'm not spending a glitch die.
Are you okay, Fritz? What are you saying?
Have I never seen Deliverance roll before? Is that 20?
20.
That is 20
That's
dice.
my air spirit. My air spirit has 10 agility, so it's agility plus ability.
Yeah, no, those spirits are no fucking joke, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got how many successes, Voltar? You said 3?
3.
And you already edged and all that? Or are you comfortable with that? Do you want to spend a plot point for a glitch die?
Motherfucker, I have none.
Okay.
I will.
That's
my last plot point, sorry.
Even the one I am taking, which, thank you, Nick Morgan, I'm taking your security guard that's eating popcorn in an office and just watching this shit go down. I will make him helpful, which I'm going to ask chat. Chat, can you make this security guard, decorate him? Make him helpful.
Give me some context to the security guard, because I don't know what you're talking about.
It's way up in the top of the chat.
This is why I need context. What you got?
Basically Nick Morgan said there must be some pissed off security guard who's about to lose his job and watching all of the shit go down while eating popcorn. I like
Fair.
that, and I think that could be explored.
Sure.
And it could be either helpful and or bad towards us. Since we haven't really, from my knowledge of past game and this game, since we haven't really seen a main security hub, and there's only a couple of cameras that we've singularly knocked out. Is that a word? Anyways, we've knocked out.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I would imagine that there's a security guard and or 2 or 3 that are monitoring this, and I'm pretty sure that there are some cameras that we've missed. And I'd like to imagine that there's a security guard just sitting there that's already fired, either losing his job or fired.
Yeah.
That's like, you need to work this last day, and he's like, fine, and he's watching these three go in and like, yep, and just eating
Fuck it
popcorn.
up, fuck it up, queen. Okay, so anyway, sorry. So yes,
Mark, do you see anything? Y'all hear something?
yeah, you know what? I like that. I'm gonna take that from. Oh, man, I really like both of these. I love so many of these.
Good.
Right?
Killing it.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna take the detail. Let me see. I'm gonna take the detail for sure that this is a red-nosed fat ass eating a donut, just knowing he won't have a job and does not give a fuck.
Who was that?
That was Eric DeMage, so thank you.
Eric.
And then in addition to that, I really enjoy. Oh my god. I want to take Nick Morgan's suggestion.
I know, it's so
Yeah,
awesome.
I know. It's great.
I'm just gonna do it because this is great.
Go for it.
Nick
nude.
Morgan. Yeah, an orc with black hair who's now fully nude. So it's a fat, red-nosed orc, black hair, fully nude in the camera room, laughing about the guards being pushed out the window.
Oh, that's dark.
Wow,
And I'm going to take Cole's suggestion. He said large troll, so let's make him a troll poser. And so he has horns.
Nice, nice. Let's just take them all because these are all great.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So he's eating donuts, he's eating popcorn, he's looking at this scratching his balls. And
so detailed, he's going to be a Shadowrunner one day.
Yeah,
Right?
totally.
You know what's funny?
Now they
got a
lost his
point now.
job.
My master plan for the security guard to like give us details was for me to take the plot points, and all of you guys took them because I have one, and I'm using it
You got one.
and for a narration.
Yeah.
There you go. Nailed it.
Right.
So fully nude security guard watching Nopes, but he's just eating his donut, his popcorn, and he just sees his. So like we cut to this guy in like some tiny little security closet, right? He's watching several different feeds. And he's got his like security outfit, like he has his like pants down on his ankles in case he needs to pull them up, and his shirt's like open, right, in case he needs to like quickly get dressed. Actually, no, he doesn't give a shit. Yeah, no, he's naked.
Fired.
He's fired. He's
butt naked.
They put me in this security room, and it's 90 degrees every single day, and they say, no, you have to button up your shirt. Well, fuck you.
Fuck you. How's this for button up? How's this for button up? Right? So he's been like sweating his fat orc ass off inside of this room on his own, and he is just enjoying that show, and you want him to help you somehow. So
Sooner or later.
right. So watching the security that he knows got the promotions that he didn't, probably because they were humans and he was an orc and troll poser, he goes ahead and he opens the door to the 42nd floor.
Nice.
So that Deliverance and Voltar, when she's able to climb up, can just get in easily. And he starts doing a little bit of like minor overrides, whatever he has current security clearance to do.
Nice. Awesome.
But in the meantime, Voltar, I don't know necessarily what else you would want, because you're climbing very slowly to not and you are
I just no, go ahead. I'm reading.
you
Sorry,
are
go ahead.
you feel yourself starting to slip.
Yeah.
Can you give me one more athletics test, please? This one's gonna be athletics for sure. -2.
Last one was athletics.
Yeah.
I had a -2.
to catch yourself from falling off the side of the building.
God, oh God.
I want a free edge. Since I have 1 edge left. There's that. Legs. Arms.
Okay.
5.
I'm gonna spend a plot point.
Okay.
That my air spirit like whips me up really quick past Voltar. But I see that she's struggling on the way up, so I'm going to, the air spirit will deliver me and then whoosh back down to give her a hand.
All right. So your air spirit just grabs Voltar off the side of the building and just zooms her up to the top. You watch all of this unfold as you're like bent over the railing, all of this rain falling down. You still see the specks of the bodies that have fallen down on the street level, and all of the other people that are in front of the building that were in the lobby in the middle of that riot suddenly see these 2 guards have fallen to their deaths, and they're investigating and they're looking up and looking around, and you're able to scoop Voltar onto the 42nd floor balcony.
Before this happens, I'm spending a plot point because I earned it, and I've been holding on to it.
Yes.
It's like a stupid little flashback. All right. So as Volta feels that she's slipping, she suddenly gets this whoosh of a memory long past deleted, and it's pretty much it's. How do I want to say this? It's pretty much, as she climbs up, she can feel the rain on her face, and it brings her back to training and going through courses after courses, for Ares, before she was even Voltar. And just the scent of mud and the rain and worms, and their drill sergeant just yelling at them, telling them that they're not going to, make it. They're falling back. They're falling behind. Not to mention peer pressure from her father, and basically telling her that she's not perfect. And that's been something that's on her head or on her mind the entire time she runs, every single time she goes out upon his command. And this echoes to her as her hands start slipping on this glass, and she's trying to focus, and suddenly she lets go, and this air spirit catches her and brings her up. And that sentence keeps echoing, that she's not perfect, that she couldn't even climb a goddamn building.
You feel that as you are safely placed onto the 42nd floor. A bit rushed at Deliverance's behest, so it feels rough, but you're able to easily 3-point land to catch yourself onto the ground, and you're in front of Deliverance.
Walter looks tired. She looks... What's the best term of emotion? She looks thankful. She didn't want to fall. But she looks dejected a little bit.
Discouraged, maybe?
Yeah, that's a good word. I'm not good with words. That's a good word.
So, looking at this naked orc, after he brings us into this room, Deliverance kind of looks up at him.
He's just he's in a room. What he did was he remotely opened a door for you to be able to enter the 42nd floor.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna be like, Frisk, did you open this up for us?
No. But I see who did, and be glad you do not.
All right, I'm not sure what that means.
You got a very unflattering angle of him.
Yeah, 42nd floor.
Halfway there.
Yeah, so chat. What's on the 42nd floor?
It appears there's some sort of revolt going on. Obviously, we had the destruction on the first floor, but things seem to be escalating as we do. So, be on the lookout for crazies.
Yeah, you hear off the balcony, you hear, just very in the distance. I mean, this is like 40 floors below. You just hear the shoutings of alarm of people that just watched, that are looking at two dead bodies and caught a glimpse of two unidentifiable figures that have just kind of crossed over onto the 42nd floor. Now, of course, whether, they're essentially movement is starting to happen. You're raising alarms, but so far you're still evading notice, except for the security guard, who seems to be the only one who has noticed you and is enjoying this show.
So what was our objective, which was which floor?
So, funny story. Yeah, you don't actually... Well, okay, you don't know the exact floors. Voltar actually lies. Voltar knows where Copper Colton's office would be, as well as his apartment. Right. Fritz, you also know that the Firewatch R&D laboratories are on the 275th floor, and that may be where you can find information on Minerva. Information on the Gold Idol is currently not available, and you're actually the only one that knows about that job, Fritz.
Yep.
Didn't I? Okay.
Did you mention it to the other two? I don't remember you having done so.
I actually don't know. I either did or I didn't. That didn't help at all.
Do you remember Voltar Deliverance? Were you told about this job? I don't think you were, right?
I don't remember.
I thought we just were trying to find dirt on him. Mm-hmm. I can't remember about the idol. No, I don't think we were, because that was Tombstone Orion, yeah?
I feel like I didn't tell them, and Fritz was just like, this shit's big enough already. Like, they can worry about that, and I can worry about this. And when we get to it, we'll get to it. So yeah, okay. All right. So the Firewatch floor was
275.
275, and then Copper Colton was...
well,
I'm trying to get this all sorted out.
That one we haven't actually identified. I'll go ahead and spend a plot point. I would say he would be director of biotech with some laboratories. He's probably floor 3. We'll say floor 308.
308. Okay.
That's for Colton. Sorry, I was referencing season.
Floor 308 is Colton. Yeah, is Colton's office. Which, you know what, I'm gonna say, he has both an office and a home. He just kind of circles around the same floor. That's his domain, right? The laboratories are probably nearby, so we'll say, floor 3. We'll say, floors 307 to, or rather, below, let's say, 300 to 307, all of those floors are all biotech labs.
Okay.
How tall is this building? 800?
400 stories.
God, I don't know how you'd have an 800-story building.
I don't know how we have 400s.
Yeah, right? Is that even real now? I don't even know if that exists on Earth right now.
Probably.
So, okay.
The tallest building in the world, I believe right now, is the Burj Khalifa. It might be outdone soon. That's in Dubai. But, anyway. I'll find some info on it, but go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna take, what do we got? Who said this? I think we can attribute this to two people, Eric and Nick. There's a couple having noisy sex in a meeting room, but it's not a couple, it's a group of people. So there's like these people have all lost their jobs, and instead of rioting, they're having an orgy.
Yeah,
oh my god. Which of course, oh god, pissed off security guard, naked, watch,
the Burj Khalifa,
we'll just fill in those blanks.
The Burj Khalifa, tallest building in the entire world, is only 163 floors.
Yeah, I think 400 would be insane.
This is around 3 times bigger than the Burj Khalifa. And this isn't
Welcome
even
to
a fucking
cyberpunk.
arcology.
Crazy, man.
It's sort of an arcology. It functions as both.
I'm gonna, you know what, I want to take, I forgot, let me look. I'm gonna take a suggestion. There was one that said there's an armory. I want an armory to be nearby. Why the fuck
An
not?
orgy and an
Who said it? I know someone said it. Now I'm like scanning chat. Was it before I said orgy?
Yeah.
Yes! Yes! Thank you, Pyrocat.
What's going on?
Experimental
What'd you
weapons and
find?
AI systems.
Yeah, so
Sure.
so we have an
There was one
orgy.
that, yeah.
Yeah, so we have an orgy of a wanton orgy of wage slaves. But what is this floor actually dedicated to?
Well, if there's an armory, then maybe it's like a security guard, like
I have a question.
loadout locker space.
Barracks.
Where in this facility, you said that we're close to the biotech engineering rooms. Where would Colton have created Voltar to what she is? Would it be in
Between the
this
300 and
facility?
307th floor of the biotech laboratories.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. Right now you're on the 42nd floor. That is, we're gonna go ahead and call it the barracks. So there is an armory, and all of these dismissed soldiers are having this wanton orgy. So like you walk in, and all you hear is like the grunting and moaning of many people that just do not give a fuck.
Actually, they're giving a lot of fuck right now.
Dwarf sandwich.
So I mean,
yeah.
just don't ever say that. Don't ever say that to me again.
What do you give me this?
So, so we'll go ahead and we'll make this more than a barracks and an armory. If this place had a balcony, this floor, I would say that this is probably like the barracks, armory, like living quarters. So like this balcony had lounging chairs and just like places for the for them to kind of like let off some steam and look over the city when they're like. So this is not just like your typical security guards. These are more of the higher level security. I would say, I'll spend a plot point for this. Voltar, you would know that there's actually various levels of this throughout the building, and like the higher up you go in the building, the more elite the security is.
Yeah, I would figure. I mean, even Volter would say that to the team, like, you think this security is bad, wait until we hit the hundreds and 300s.
This security has honestly been pretty easy so far.
Sorry, guys, I have to drop out for 1 second. I'll be 1 sec.
Go for it. Fritz, in the meantime, what are you up to in the 80th floor elevator?
Fritz is he's kind of been like standing, like looking out at everything, as he's like keeping a monitor on everybody on AR as they're coming up.
You've officially,
facing, like,
I'll spend a
the
plot point.
outside view.
You've officially watched all of the wage slaves, except for Susan, get mowed down by drones. Susan has managed to make her escape.
Good job, Susan.
I mean, as soon as he started seeing the gun firing on wage slaves, he like looked away.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been looking at everything. He's actually gonna look for the fucker who's controlling those drones.
Okay. Go ahead and give me we'll call it a matrix perception.
Okay. And I'm gonna have my sprite help me with this. Ooh. Actually, am I able to compile a sprite and then have it help me? Okay, because we're not specifically in turn order right now, right?
Yes, but you would be dismissing the crack sprite. You still have your
Right.
crack sprite, but if you wanted a different one,
Yeah.
you could.
Yeah, but there's no limit on just like replacing them at will, right?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, as long as you compile a new one, you're just missing the old one.
Awesome. I'm going to dismiss him and compile a courier sprite.
Okay.
So that is that's just a +2 on perception checks. Is what he is. So that is a taskink. She's. I couldn't get this sprite while he's there to help me compile the one that's replacing him, right?
What?
Right? His bonus. Would I get this? Do I have to do I compile a sprite and then it automatically replaces it, or do I have to dismiss the sprite and then compile another?
I would say
one?
you have to dismiss the sprite first. Yeah, you have to decompile.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hi, can you help me hire your replacement?
Fuck you.
6 successes.
6 successes. All right. Yeah. So you are able to, in the thick of the Ares militaristic matrix, you're able to go ahead and just swirl this one sprite off, and then another one kind of just swirls back from that same code, and you have a courier sprite.
All right. And instead of having a big lab coat, it has these very large rounded goggles that kind of like have it's like a thing that goes back and forth like that on its
like Cylons, like the
right
the toasters.
But it's like 2 round ones, and it goes between the 2 of them. And then Fritz like motions to the drone, and it like looks down at the drone, and then slowly starts scanning anything connected to it. I'm gonna
Go ahead and give yourself a plot point. I like that description, and go ahead and roll that perception.
I've never done a courier sprite before, so that's fun.
I know. I'm excited. That's why I also wanted to give you a plot point. I'm like, yes, courier sprite.
Yeah. All right. So he's helping me. So I'm using my stuff with him added onto it. Wow, 3. That's a negative ghost strike. I'm gonna go ahead and use an edge to reroll. So that is okay. So if I'm, let me just get this straight, because my brain is like, you haven't played in a while. So I have 14. I get a 2. My rerolls give me another 1. So that means that I don't re-roll 12. I re-roll 11, right? Because my re-rolls took another success out of it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure. Okay, so that's 7.
Are you comfortable with this level of success?
I think I have to be, because I don't think I can do anything else.
Okay. So your sprite scanning. I'm gonna roll a glitch die. This is a terrible idea. Okay, cool. Exploit. Okay. So you're scanning, and you're trying to remind me what it is that you're specifically looking for. You're looking for the people that are controlling these drones?
Yeah, I'm looking for so these drones, I would know that these drones are the squeaky voice, right?
Yes. So here's what I'll say. You cannot... Okay, so I rolled 8 successes. So you cannot specifically locate them inside of the building. However, what I'll give you for the exploit is you are momentarily able to access their comms, and you're able to notice that this isn't just one person. This is a team of security riggers, of security spiders of the building that are scouring the building for what happened. And right now they're all interested in this hole and fixing it, but now they need to know what was the source of this hole. And so things are starting to already be disseminated amongst the grapevine that something is happening. We're not exactly sure what, and that's why the building is on so continue the lockdowns of the elevators, lock down, just lock down the stairwells even, because we need to contain whatever is happening here.
Okay.
And these people that are controlling now, What you also get from that exploit is that female voice is very clearly the leader of this group of security riggers. And security spiders is their terminology, and what they are is they are riggers that, in addition to controlling drones, they also control mechanical functions within the side of the building. So they could, at their whim, close doors, lock doors, release potential security measures such as, I don't know, gas or something that they might have access to that you happen to walk in on. So you need to tread very, very carefully to not get triangulated.
Am I able to ascertain how many are in this team?
Based off of what you've heard, you're able to identify so far 3 voices, one of which is the leader. That does not necessarily mean it's only 3 of them. And you would imagine that for Ares, an entire 400-story building, that might not be enough of a team.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Is there anything additionally I can do to try and locate? Can I just try another perception, or?
I mean, I don't want to do keep repeating until you succeed.
Right.
So we'll just say we'll say that that's all of the information you're able to glean right now. You're aware that this is a threat, and you're free to go ahead and let Voltar and Deliverance know that, and then figure out what you want to do when you're on the 80th floor.
Okay. Yeah. He'll let them know that the drones are definitely not going away for a while.
Okay.
And another thing to note is, whoever this person is, that these people are, they are obviously hired to be Ares security. This isn't bottom shelf security. You're talking about the people that are in charge of the building. They do not hire chumps. That is why you don't even feel comfortable enough to continue trying to locate them at this current moment. You're going to need to find a different way to potentially find out where they are, but in the meantime, a simple perception test is not going to be enough.
Would Voltar know where main security people are located? I mean, to her, she is security, so...
Nah. So here's the deal. I don't think you would know this, and the reason being that you are an off-the-books creation from the biotechnology, right?
Yeah.
From the biotechnology department. And you're aware of things like office culture, you're aware of things of different particular floors that you would typically have access to. But in terms of top tier security, I mean, there's just things that are above your pay grade. And
no, that's fine.
Yeah. Copper and Minerva might know that information, but you wouldn't.
Does Voltar know that she's off books?
Yes, for sure. So this is the thing, right?
I'm the dirt that we have on Colton.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I didn't, because I thought I would be metagaming it if I said that Voltar kind of knew that, because I know that, but...
Well, so...
I need proof.
Right. And it's not just that, right? There's more to it than just you're off the books, and that's enough to sink Copper, because end of the day, Copper has a lot of political pull in Ares. So your creation is probably how many things has Ares probably created, and how many megacorps have created things that are off the books, secret projects, and then they can just go ahead and be well, this was necessary because of blah, blah, blah. And look at what we've achieved. We can profit. So this is really not, it's not enough. You need just that, you need extra info on him.
Extra push. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, since you've been allowed to just kind of come in and out of the building, you have certain ins and outs, there's people that are aware of your existence. They don't question it because it's above their pay grade to question it. So, but they're aware that you're there.
Yeah, it's also, since it's off books, that could just be a private security. That's just because people are insane. They like to chrome themselves, so...
Mm-hmm. All right, so all of that said, okay, so Voltar and Deliverance, you're entering this living area for security, lower level security. The wage slaves and soldiers, there's just a mixture of them that have decided to use it as a bathhouse of sexual pleasure. And then meanwhile, Fritz is still inside of the elevator on the 80th floor, passed out, and doing Matrix Overwatch. So, why don't we go ahead and say, what is it that you would like to accomplish? And we'll go ahead and call it a night.
So what our plans are for next session?
Yes.
All right, we need to keep making our way up. So, in light of the information we've gotten, I think we could probably find. I mean, security has to have mobility through the building. So, yeah, the elevators, stairwells might be down, but there's got to be a way up. They wouldn't prevent themselves from getting up. So, I don't know whether we turn invisible and hitch a ride or find whatever elevator they have that's still operational.
We do have a security card, both of us now. I am
Yeah,
sure
I think-
that they would have to use a private terminal or a private elevator to get to certain floors.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that now they know who that happened pretty visibly. We're gonna tip them off right as soon as these are used. They're gonna come straight for us. They'll know exactly where we are.
Perhaps not.
At least I think that's how Shadowrun works.
If Fritz turns off that circuit, I'm sure that we could get past by using that key card.
I will spend a plot point and say that suddenly in AR, Voltar and Deliverance, you see one of those ribbon paths that you would get in video games of like where your next target destination is. Just go through the building as the nude orc security guard overhears your conversation and wants to lead you to the security elevator.
Hooray for
The secret elevator.
However, that said, you don't know where this is actually coming from, so theoretically,
Yeah.
you don't necessarily know to trust this.
That's kind of scary, actually. I think Deliverance would be like, "What the fuck?" Okay. Yeah, I don't know what she's gonna do with that.
They're just gonna ask Fritz if that was him.
And part of my plot point is that to fuck with you, it goes through the orgy.
Fritz says, no, there seems to be a cantankerous security guard who wants to take it to Ares, so to speak. He's the one who opened the door for you.
Wow.
Take everything
all
he
right.
gives you with a grain of salt, but he seems helpful at the moment.
I need a name for this security guard, chat.
Yeah.
The only one that came up, the first name was Linus.
Linus?
Linus, I actually like that. 'cause
Linus.
it's-
I actually like that too. Who did that?
Linus? That was just
Me, that was just my brain.
Oh,
your
okay.
brain,
I thought it was.
yeah,
Oh no. Let's give it to
No.
chat. Let's give it to chat. Although I
The-
do
the
like
first
Chat,
name-
first person to say Linus gets a plot point.
Logan.
Logan.
That's Axelis.
Axelis, Roy.
Roy.
Linus
Roy.
sounds like-
I kind of like Roy.
Dude, too.
Roy.
Axel
Roy.
sounds
Yeah.
like that's his username. I'm Axelis.
All right, Roy, the
Wait,
pissed off security guard.
Cole actually said Linus?
No.
Mm,
Joked about it after the fact.
Oh, Cole did it first. Oh.
okay.
Whatever.
No, I'm taking Roy. Roy.
All right.
Right.
Thanks, co-op. Poop.
Yeah, so he's just Roy Stevens.
Roy Stevens.
Roy Stevens.
Roy
Okay,
Stevens.
so I think I'll tentatively trust this path because Fritz seems to think it's okay.
Falner's just gonna shrug. This is pretty much say like.
Didn't hear what you said. You're mute.
No, I
I don't
hear
know.
her.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
hear
I
it.
can hear it.
Weird. Well, okay. What was it that you said?
I'm
I
still
hear you
in
now.
red. Okay,
Yeah, you're good,
I
you're
have
good.
a red connection in Discord, so maybe that's it. But pretty much Voltaire's saying that we have no other choice. Unless we go through a different plan.
Yeah.
Okay, are we going through this orgy right now, or are you saving that for next session?
We'll save it for next session, but... Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Fritz is going to patch into Roy's comlink.
All right. Go for it.
And he
go ahead
says,
and gi-
Mr.
give me
Stevens.
Yeah, whatever. Go ahead.
Okay.
I was going to say do a hacking test, but eh.
All right. Mr. Stevens, it seems that you have a helpful disposition. I have another ask of you.
Who is this?
My name is Fritz. It seems that you have a very good handle on surveillance in this facility. It seems as though you also have a chip on your shoulder about the owners of said facility. Would you also like one karma?
Give me a negotiation.
Very nice.
That's charisma, if you don't have it.
It's not very nice. I have 2 charisma. Is
That's
there any
right. This
bonuses
is-
for him hating Ares?
If it makes you feel it... yeah, actually, I'll give you a...
And the money. And money?
I'll give you a... Fine, I'll give you a +2, and also no, I mean, he's an orc. He's...
Yeah.
Their charismas are technically not that great. Especially for security guards.
2 successes.
How you feeling about it?
I have 1 edge, and honestly, this is not worth that
Sure.
last edge.
Well,
Fair
that's
enough,
fine,
yeah.
because he also got 2 successes, so you just managed to convince him. So,
Nice.
yeah, he's like, I'm listening. Go ahead and patch that
Alright.
Go ahead and patch that 1
Yeah.
karma in, and we'll go ahead and make ourselves a deal.
He wires over the 1 karma, which is the only karma that Fritz has, and he says, "There is a team of riggers in this facility. They have drones everywhere that are looking at things that I do not want them to look at. Are you familiar with this? You have eyes all over the place, from what I can tell."
You want me to go against the security riggers? The spiders?
No. I want you to locate them for me. That is all.
Oh, well, I don't need to locate them. I know exactly where they are. They're on the 342nd floor.
342nd floor. Every single one of them?
The main security spider team, yes, they operate off the 342nd floor. They have ancillary security offices throughout the building, but if you're trying to cut off the head of the Hydra, so to speak, you want that floor.
How many are in this team?
6.
Jesus.
What is the name of their leader?
Little gnome bitch by the name of Doxy. Thinks she's so smart.
Mr. Stevens, thank you so much for your cooperation. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.
Well, you too. I'll make sure to use this karma to great use. Thanks for the new yen.
He hangs up, and he gives them all of the information he just got. There are 6 riggers on the 342nd floor. That is where the main group of security is located. One of them is named Doxy. She is a gnome. That's where the riggers are, at least. There's got to be some sort of insane amount of security there as well. If we're going to stop those drones, that's where we have to go.
All right.
Can we safely assume that these riggers could also hack things?
Yes.
They hack things like cameras and data pads?
Well, remember, they also have control of the building itself, so they're like, security spiders are kind of like a mixture of, depending, right? Like, they could be full riggers, they could be full hackers, or they could be a mixture.
Yeah. That's kind of why
they're specialists. They're specialists that control the building, and they control drones inside of the building as well. Doxy, by the way, is Soy Mage's NPC. So thank you, Soy Mage.
That's what I thought.
Stream Boss
Nice.
NPC number 1 revealed. We still have Coles to reveal.
Are they all against us? Can I safely ask that?
I'm not saying shit.
I mean, I'm safely assuming it.
It's pretty safe. I mean, at least half of them are.
Yeah.
That's
No,
fair.
Yeah.
as Fritz gives this information, Voltar kind of pauses, thinks. She looks at her hands that are now covered in rain. And her dermal plating's all shifted. And she simply says back to the group, Fritz, I want you to make sure that if they try hacking me, that you do not let them.
That is my job description, yes, but this is a big task ahead of us. I will do my absolute best, but try to keep an eye out.
Thank you.
There's only so much I can do.
I understand.
Yeah, just also make sure that they don't shoot me in the face.
I have that covered.
Deliverance takes side step away from Voltar and goes, "Oh, I hadn't really thought about that."
Yeah. Do not worry, Deliverance. I have told you before, I am your shield.
As far as we know at the moment, this rigger team does not know that the daughter of high-ranking Ares man is working against them at the moment, so...
Let's try to keep it that way.
Yeah.
I thought exactly.
And with that, we fade away. The camera pulls out and zooms through the building outside and looks at the giant tower of the Ares Megacorporation headquarters. And that's where we'll pick it up for next week. Or sorry, 2 weeks from now.
But you have 400 stories. It's like above the clouds.
Yeah.
The top parts of it. It's wild. Shit, guys, we're only on floor 42. We made it up 7 floors.
This is going to be probably, I'm going to say this is probably going to be like a 5-6 session long adventure, if not
a
more.
while.
So
This is like chapter 3 in itself. I was gonna say this feels like the ending to
Yeah.
chapter 2, but this is like chapter 3. This is a full chapter.
This is some good shit. I mean, I'm loving it because again, it's not gonna be easy.
We're fully at the climax of Act 2 or Chapter 2, whatever you want to say.
Yeah. So I was gonna say we did a 0 zone in 1 session in season 1, and it didn't really feel like it lived up to the hype.
No,
Or like we stepped foot in a 0 zone froyo.
Yeah,
right?
That was pretty much it.
Definitely does not count. So
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to make sure that this is given its due, and I think we're doing a great job. And I look forward to seeing where we end up in 2 weeks. Our next episode is going to be on the 15th, and that happens to also be the Monday the 15th happens to also be the day of our drawing. So all of you that have been entered into our raffle, and we got a lot, you make sure to tune in 2 weeks to see if you get your name drawn. However, those $25 RPG drive-through RPG giveaway bonus bucks karma is pales in comparison to our stream boss Soy Mage, who gets to create another NPC to release into Ares. So thank you very much, Soy Mage, and thank you to everybody who donated and bitted.
Gave us suggestions.
Cheered, followed, subscribed, gave us suggestions, and I'm very excited to see where we end up in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do our outros. Starting, let's start backwards. Let's start with Deliverance.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, everyone. The only thing I would like to ask you is on Wednesday at 9 Eastern, please come back again and watch Night Witches with me and Paige and Cassie and Sabrina. We are going to be bringing it to the Nazis, and I've got some interesting stuff planned.
Yes.
That's all I'll say.
Very excited about that.
Possibly, probably death.
Yeah.
It
Always
is a very
death.
vicious system that is not.
We literally almost died the first session.
Unlikely that
war.
all will live. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm super pumped. So I'll see you on Wednesday.
Yes. Paige, how about you? Go ahead and give us your shout out.
God. Okay, hi. Hello. I'm Paige. I do artwork for a living because that I'm a freelance artist and that's all I like and to do. It's a passion. It's my thing. It's my life. If you want art and if you're looking for somebody to do art commissions, please consider me as an option. You can follow. I don't have any of my links ready. You can follow me on Instagram at the Ram Queen with 2 N's, and Twitter at the Ram Queen with 2 N's, and you can find me at Discord if you join our Discord chat on Join the Anarchy.
Oh yeah, you should totally do that.
Yeah, and I'm also doing Once Upon a Tabletop on Tuesday, tomorrow.
That's true.
At 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm also doing Shattered Isles this Saturday at 4 p.m. 5 p.m. And I play a wizard named Thomas.
You're a very busy person, yeah.
Yeah, you are busy. You got lots of shit going on.
Make me more busy with buying my art and or commissioning me to do art, please.
and Trav.
What's up? My name is Trav. I am a streamer, voice actor, full-time babyface, and I also have things like Twitter and Instagram and stuff. But instead of buying art from me, you can buy my voice, where I'll do stupid shit. Just hit me up. But yeah, join the Shadowcasters Discord. If you ever hear me do something stupid on here, and you're like, hey, I want that for something, just send me a DM and we can work on some stuff. But you can catch me on Cybernautica, which is having its 2.5 episode 2.5 little tweener coming up this weekend. I will not be in episode 2.5, but will I be in episode 3? Who knows, dude? I'm in the series, so just watch the entire thing anyway. So that's just do that. Also, I'm gonna be live immediately after Join the Anarchy to play some Borderlands with my girlfriend, Sarah, who also does all of our art here.
Yes.
So you should come hang out with us when we're doing that.
Nice. Well, make sure to raid your channel. And speaking of Cybernautica 2.5, I'm Oz. I will be on Cybernautica 2.5. I don't get a lot of lines, but I'm in it. So definitely listen to that.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Right?
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Well, who knows? I might get some more lines. We'll see. So aside from that, though, like my main claims to fame, right, are I'm Augustus on Tales from the Stuffer Shack over on the Violent Life podcast. I am the voice of Ziggy on Radio Free Detroit. And I'm the GM of Join the Anarchy. Hello. And so, yeah, and I will also be on Once Upon a Tabletop tomorrow. So if you enjoyed my presence as well as Paige's, go ahead and watch us play Time Stories, the board game. We're playing the Marcy case. We are fighting lots of zombies and figuring out what to do about rescuing Marcy with Bobby from Complex Action and Cliff from the Arcology podcast. And yeah. And there's going to be more projects in the future, which I'll probably announce on the next episode of Join the Anarchy, but they are in the works, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So from all of us here at Join the Anarchy, thank you very much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And please, if you're here on the stream, stay tuned, because I'm going to raid Trav's channel. Is there a new Jackbox planned anytime this month? No, but Jackbox Party Pack 6 has been announced for fall, and Trivia Murder Party is getting a second edition of it, which maybe Trav will actually like.
What? You'll have to see.
All right, everybody. So have a great night, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Hi, guys.